चेक चेक शुभ संध्या समस्त अनुरोध करने चाहिए निज निज जगह बसिजापी एक खास अनुरोध आप समस्त समस्त पाखे मोबाइल फोन थो अनुरोध करने चाहिए मोबाइल फोन गुड़ी साइलेंट मोड रे रखिदेवाई आई वुड रिक्वेस्ट एवरीवन टू प्लीज गेट सेटल डाउन and I would request everyone to please kindly put your phones on silent mode so that we can have a smooth evening ahead. Thank you very, very much.
Hello, check. Hello. Hello, check.
Check, 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 check. समस्त धैर्य बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद आउ किसी समय मध्य आज कार्यक्रम आम आरंभ करने को चाहूँ अनुरोध करने चाहिए जो मैंने भी हॉल बाहर ऑडिटोरियम बाहर अच्छा समस्ते ऑडिटोरियम भीतर को आसी जातु और किसी समय मध्य आम कार्यक्रम आरंभ करने को चाहूँ आ पुणी थे आपण मानक मन पकईदेवाई चाहिए जो मान पाखे फोन अच्छी प्लीज आम साइलेंट मोड रे रखिदबा ଏବେ ଆମ ସମ୍ମୁଖରେ ମଞ୍ଚାସୀନ ଅତିଥିମାନେ ମଧ୍ୟ ଆସି ସାରିଲେଣି। ମଞ୍ଚାସୀନ ଅତିଥିମାନଙ୍କ ମଧ୍ୟରେ ଆମ ସହିତ ଜଡ଼ିତ ଅଛନ୍ତି ପ୍ରୋଫେସର ଆନନ୍ଦ କୁମାର, ତାଙ୍କ ପାଇଁ ମଧ୍ୟ ଏକ ଜୋରଦାର କରତାଳି ଚାହିଁବି। Former Professor Sociology, जवाहरलाल नेहरू यूनिवर्सिटी, न्यू दिल्ली। धन्यवाद सर। आज आपको पाकर हम बहुत ही गर्वित महसूस कर रहे हैं। उनके लिए फिर से एक बार जोरदार तालियों की आशा रखूंगी आप सभी से। आम गहणरे अछंती प्रोफेसर डॉक्टर सुखदेव नंद महोदय, eminent political scientist and former vice chancellor of FM University। तांको पाई मध्य एक जोरदार करताली सहित तांको मंच उपरे स्वागत जणेबाकू चाहिबी। धन्यवाद सर। किछि समय ई कार्यक्रम पाई एवं आम पाई बाहर करिथिबारु बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। एक करताली चाहिबी श्री विरूपक्ष त्रिपाठी महोदयଙ୍କ ପାଇଁ, eminent journalist, executive editor, प्रगतिवादी, एवं तांको सहित मंचासीन श्रीजुक्त अभिराम विश्वाल महोदय, तांको पाई मध्य एक जोरदार करताली सहित an eminent educationist and writer श्री अभिराम विश्वाल। तेबे चलंतु आज रे कार्यक्रम को शुभारंभ करिबा। शुभारंभ करिबा पूर्वरु किछि दुई पद कहि रखिबाकू चाहिबी। मृत्यु हेउछि एकमात्र सत्य आम जीवनर, किंतु एपरि किछि प्रवाद पुरुष अछंती जे माने मृत्यु परे मध्य जीवंत थांती। सेहीपरि एक प्रवाद पुरुष होचंती प्रोफेसर विष्णुचरण राउत। आज तांकर द्वितीय स्मारकी वक्तृता को आपण मानकु समस्तंकु सहृदय एवं नतमस्तक होई नमस्कार करी मु सोमा महापात्र समस्तंकु सुस्वागत एवं धन्यवाद जणेबाकू चाहिबी एते मात्रारे आम गहणरे आपण माने उपस्थित थिबारु। से आम सहित नाहांती, किंतु तांकर सबु शिक्षा आम पाखरे अछि एवं तांकर सबु शिक्षा आमको प्रेरित करि थाए। तांको पाई मध्य चाहिबी एक मिनिट रो आमे निरवता अवलंबन करिबा एवं तांकर आत्मार सद्गति पाई समस्ते मनरु धन्यवाद, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। Professor B.C. Raut, one of the very well-known political scientists, was born on October 16th, 1937 in a village named Haldiapada, located in then Jagat Singhpur subdivision, presently under Jagat Singhpur district of undivided Cuttack district. His mother's name is Seera Devi and father's is Braja Kumar Raut. He was the eldest amongst 4 siblings who had lost his father at a very tender age of 13. Professor Raut passed matriculation from Gopal Smruti Vidyapit, Siddheshwarpur, Jagatsinghpur in 1954. In the year 1958, he graduated in arts from Ravenshaw College, Cuttack, and completed MA in political science also from Ravenshaw College in 1960. After a brief stint at PN College, Khordha, he joined BJB College, Bhubaneswar as the first lecturer in political science in 1961. In the year 1963, he married Aarti Samal, जी आम सांगरे उपस्थित मध्य अछंती, daughter of Dr. Brindaban Samal. Born with exceptional talent, Sri Raut was a brilliant student. He had a great passion for writing. In the year 1964, he wrote Democratic Constitution of India, which earned accolades across the country. He wrote complex political theories in a simple and lucid manner, gaining popularity among students, teachers, and publishers. when there was no political science textbook written in Odia, it is he who wrote political science books in Odia for the benefit of students. During his academic career, Professor Raut had worked in different colleges all over the state. In the year 1969, he joined Angul College as a reader in political science. He became principal of Chain College Patnagad, Balangir in 1970. During 1973 till 1980, he served at GM College, Sambalpur and BJB College. In the year 1980, he joined as the first research officer in Odisha Legislative Assembly. In 1983, he became the HOD of Political Science of Rajendra College, Balangir. And in 1985, he became the HOD of PG Department of Political Science in Ravenshaw College. He was the principal of Government College, Fulbani in the year 1992, and also of DD College, Keonjhar in 1994. After more than 34 years of service, Professor Raut finally retired as Director, Textbook Bureau, Odisha in 1995. In his illustrious career, Professor Raut had written more than 50 textbooks in English and Odia and published more than 30 research papers in various national and international journals. For his academic achievements, he has been felicitated by different universities and academic institutions, both in India and abroad. Indiana State University of USA had felicitated him in the year of 2002 for his outstanding contribution in the field of political science. Sri Raut was also associated with a number of professional bodies of Odisha and India in various important capacities to promote the cause of political science and public administration. Professor B.C. Raut breathed his last on November 17th, 2021 at his Bhubaneswar residence in the auspicious month of Kartika. So this is about our beloved Professor B.C. Raut, and I welcome each and every one of you who all are down the stage and on the stage to second Professor B.C. Raut Memorial Lecture. To start this very auspicious day, auspicious evening, I would request our on-stage guests to please light up the lamp, light up the ceremonial lamp. Paramatma ko pakhare tankara atmara sadgati pai प्रदीप प्रज्वलन करी आज कार्यक्रम को शुभारंभ करने को मंचासीन समस्त अतिथिवृंद को अनुरोध करने को चाहिए। आम सहित अच्छा प्रोफेसर आनंद कुमार महोदय, प्रोफेसर डॉक्टर सुखदेव नंद, श्री विरूपाक्ष त्रिपाठी महोदय, श्री अभिराम विश्वाल महोदय, अनुरोध करने को चाहिए श्रीमती स्मिता राउत महोदया को मंच पर को आसवे एवं प्रदीप प्रज्वलन सहित आज ये कार्यक्रम को शुभारंभ करने। मंचासीन अतिथिवृंद सहित आम सहित उपस्थित अच्छा श्रीमती सुचिस्मिता मंत्री महोदया, धन्यवाद, अशेष अशेष धन्यवाद। यापर प्रभु निकट में एक नैवेद्य अनुरोध करने को चाहिए। एक बहुत ही सुंदर गीत परिवेषण भक्तिपूर्वक भजन परिवेषण करने अनुरोध करने को चाहिए। गायिका संगीत सरिता दीक्षित महोदया को तांकर भक्तिपूर्ण भजन सहित आज कार्यक्रम को शुभारंभ करने।
মুকুন্দ মুরারি মুকুন্দ মুরারি হে চক্রধারী মুকুন্দ মুরারি হে চক্রধারী শরণ দিয়া পয়রি জয় জয় নাথ হরি হরি জয় জয় নাথ হরি মুকুন্দ মুরারি
जय जगन्नाथ जय जगन्नाथ कहला माने आमर गोटे प्रथा अच्छे जे जो मैंने शुणती से माने मध्य जय जगन्नाथ कहती तो मो सांगरे थरे जय जगन्नाथ आपण माने समस्ते ओडिया समस्ते जानी जगन्नाथ का ना सर एक बात बोलना चाहूँगी श्री जगन्नाथ हमारे पुरी में विराजमान है उनका नाम लेने का एक अनोखा तरीका है सर क्योंकि वो ऐसे हाथ खुले करके मन खुला करके आंख खोल के हमको देखते रहते हैं तो हम जब भी जगन्नाथ जी का नाम लेते हैं दोनों हाथ खोल के गला खोल के बुलंद आवाज में बोलते हैं तो मेरे साथ एक बार सभी जय जगन्नाथ बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद तेबे आसंतु जगन्नाथ को नाम निहाई गला एवं आमर मंचासीन व्यक्ति विशेष जो मैंने अच्छा एवं सम्मानित करार समय आसी जाइए तो मु अनुरोध करने को चाहिए सुचिस्मिता मैडम को मंच उपर को आसवाई स्मिता मैडम को मंच उपर को आसवाई टू फेलिसिटेट आवर एस्टीम्ड गेस्ट ऑन स्टेज who all are present out here gracing this event with their wonderful presence taking some time out from their busy schedule and being here, it means a lot and it's an honor. I would request to please bring the uttariya and flower bouquet to felicitate our esteemed guests on the stage. आम सहित उपस्थित आनंद कुमार महोदय को आपण मानक अनुरोध एक करताली सहित स्वागत पुणी थरे अनुरोध करने को चाहिए देवव्रत सर को मंच उपर को आसवाई एत दूर आम सहित उपस्थित थिबा आनंद कुमार महोदय को किसी स्मारक आम तरफ एक मेमेंटो टोकन ऑफ ग्रैटिट्यूड दैट ही हैज कम हियर एंड ग्रेस्ड दिस मेमोरियल एक छोट प्रयास टी आम तरफ एक टोकन ऑफ ग्रैटिट्यूड टू प्रोफेसर आनंद कुमार अनुरोध करने चाहिए प्रोफेसर डॉक्टर सुखदेव नंदन को मध्य सम्मानित करने आज कार्यक्रम रे मुख्य अतिथि रूपे आम सहित उपस्थित थिबारु उत्तरीय पुष्पगुच्छ एवं एक पुस्तक गांधीजी डिस्कवर्स ओडिशा बाय दास बेनहुर translated from Odia by Vikram K. Das. यहाँ पर अनुरोध करने को चाहिए श्री विरूपक्ष त्रिपाठी महोदय को सम्मानित करने बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद सर आज कार्यक्रम रे आपणकर उपस्थिति बहुमूल्यवान यहाँ पर अनुरोध करने चाहिए श्रीयुक्त अभिराम विश्वाल को मध्य सम्मानित करने आपण मानू करतालीर आशा समस्त मंचासीन मान्य गण्य को बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद सर तेज चलतु आगु को बढ़िबा अनुरोध करने चाहिए प्रोफेसर विष्णुचरण राउतकर पुत्रवधू daughter-in-law of Professor Vishnu Charan Raut. I would request the eminent personality, Srimati Suchishmita Mantri Mahodayanku, तांकर स्वागत भाषण आपण मानक सम्मुखरे रखिबे एक जोरदार करताली सहित तांको मध्य मंच उपर को आमंत्रण करबा पई चाहिबी।
शुभ संध्या नमस्कार समस्त को स्वागत करुछि आज भव्य परिवेश को really we are privileged to have with us this evening Professor Anand Kumar who shall be delivering the second Professor B.C. Raut Memorial Lecture on the theme Challenges of Nation Building and the Gandhian Way. Professor Kumar is a noted social scientist, Gandhi scholar and public speaker. He was a very well-known professor at JNU, New Delhi, and his contributions in various areas of social science are immense. He has a long and close association with Odisha. Sir, we all are looking forward to listen to your speech today, and all your speeches are always very impactful and enlightening. We welcome you, sir. Today, the guest of honor of this evening is Professor Dr. Sukadev Nanda. He is a very well-known political scientist and former VC of Fakir Mohan University, Baleshwar. Professor Nanda knew Professor B.C. Raut very well and was a great admirer of Professor Raut. We welcome you, sir, to this august gathering. This evening's guest of honor, Sri Virupaksha Tripathi, who is at present the executive editor of Pragatibadi and Odia Daily. He is deeply engaged in Gandhi-related activities, writings, and also belongs to a freedom fighters family of Odisha. Sri Tripathi is a senior and respected journalist. We also welcome him to this meeting. This memorial lecture meeting is presided over by Sri Abhiram Biswal sir, who is an educationist, writer, intellectual, and political science scholar. We also welcome him to this meeting and request him to preside over the memorial lecture. I take this opportunity to welcome one and all present here in this meeting, and I'm requesting all of you to have patience and be with us till the end. Thank you. Jai Jagannath.
Thank you so very much, ma'am. And to give away the brief introduction about the memorial lecture, I welcome Abhipsha Singh, the granddaughter of Professor B.C. Raut, to on the stage. And let me tell you 1-2 lines about her. She is doing her internship in medical, and as the generation goes and the DNA goes, she is also an intellect. So please put your hands together for Abhipsha Singh.
A very good evening to one and all present here. Mr. President, Professor Anand Kumar, Professor Dr. Sukadev Nanda, Shri Virupaksha Tripathi, esteemed dignitaries, media persons, family and friends. With immense gratitude and a mourning heart, I, Abhipsa, stand before you to speak a few words about Professor B.C. Raut Memorial Lecture and about Professor B.C. Raut, my beloved Oja, grandfather. Today's lecture is the second occasion of his death anniversary. As we embark on this memorial lecture, our purpose is not only to commemorate the life and indelible contributions of Professor B.C. Raut, a visionary and trailblazer in the field of education, but also to foster imperative discussions further on the topics of political science, a genre that late Professor Raut was most emotional and dedicated to. It serves as an academic platform to share insights, knowledge, experiences, and a source of encouragement to pursue excellence in our respective fields of life. The memorial lectures shall not be limited to political science only, and it shall also cover other streams of knowledge, because my beloved Oja, although a political scientist and professor of political science, was keenly interested in various branches of knowledge. With numerous stimulating viewpoints discussed in the lectures, we hope to increase the understanding of important historical, current, and emerging topics of political science, as well as other areas of knowledge, and enliven our spectators. Mo Oja, Professor Bishnu Charan Raut, ओडिशारे राजनीति विज्ञानर अग्रगण्य विशारद भावे प्रसिद्धि लाभ करिथिले। से थिले जणे असाधारण प्रतिभा संपन्न मेधावी छात्र। किशोर अवस्थारु लेखालिखि प्रति तांकर विशेष आग्रह थिला। अध्यापन वृत्ति सह संपृक्त हेबा परे से विद्यार्थींक पई राजनीति विज्ञान संबंधित पुस्तक लिखिले। एई क्रमरे 1964 मसीहारे तांक रचित प्रथम पाठ्य पुस्तक डेमोक्रेटिक कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन ऑफ इंडिया देशर राजधानी नुआ दिल्ली प्रकाशित होइथिला। राजनीति विज्ञानर जटिल विषय को सहज सरल और बोधगम्य भावरे रचना करिथिबा हेतु तांको पुस्तक छात्र छात्रींक समेत अध्यापक अध्यापिका और गवेषक मानक द्वारा आदृत होइछि। से उभय इंग्राजी और ओडिया भाषा रे 50 रु ऊर्ध्व पाठ्यपुस्तक रचना करिसंती। ओडिया भाषारे राजनीति विज्ञान विषय पुस्तक रचना करिबारे से थिले प्रथम अध्यापक। 2000 मसीहा पर्यंत बहुल संख्यार छात्र छात्री ओडिया माध्यम विद्यालय शिक्षा लाभ करी कॉलेज को आसुथिले, किंतु सेमानंको बोधगम्य हेला परी ओडिया भाषा रे महाविद्यालय स्तरीय पाठ्यपुस्तक उपलब्ध हेउ नथिला। तेणु एही संख्या बहुल छात्र छात्री निमंते ओडिया भाषा रे पाठ्यपुस्तक रचना करी राजनीति विज्ञानर जटिल तत्व को सरल और बोधगम्य करिबारे प्रोफेसर राउत राजनीति विज्ञानर अगणित ओडिया छात्र छात्री एक किंबदंती पाल्टी जाइथिले। राज्यर विभिन्न महाविद्यालय रे प्राध्यापक और राजनीति विज्ञान विभाग मुख्य हिसाब रे से शिक्षादान करने संगे केतेक महाविद्यालयर अध्यक्ष मध्य थिले। ओडिशा विधानसभार गवेषणा अधिकारी और पाठ्यपुस्तक प्रणयन संस्थार निर्देशक भली गुरुत्वपूर्ण पदवी रे से कार्य निर्वाह करिथिले। तांको निष्ठा साधना और अध्यापना आम समस्तंक पई प्रेरणार उत्स। Late Professor B.C. Raut's impact resonates not only within the realms of education but also in the hearts and minds of those who have been touched by his wisdom, passion, affection, and humanism. This memorial lecture serves not only as a tribute to his legacy but also is a testament to the enduring power of knowledge, innovation, and the unwavering pursuit of greatness. With this, I sign off. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And I'm so sure that your Oja somewhere in the heaven would be very proud of you. So please put your hands once again for Abhipsha Singh. Thank you so very much. And from now, I would request Shri Abhiram Vishwalji to preside the meeting. And I would ask you, sir, if you would like to sit and say, or you can use the podium as well, sir, please. So please put your hands together for Shri Abhiramji. And to the guests also, I would request if you would like to sit and say, that is also okay. And if you want to come to the podium, that is also welcome, sir.
Professor Dr. Anand Kumar, Professor Dr. Sukadev Nanda, Srijukta Birupakya Tripathi, Srimati Arati Raut एवं Professor Vishnucharan Raut का परिवार सदस्य सदस्या एवं सज्जन मंडली समस्त को नमस्कार जनाऊँगी प्रणाम जनाऊँगी एवं प्रथमे अनुरोध करुँची आजिर मुख्य अतिथि प्रोफेसर डॉक्टर सुखदेव नंद तांकर अभिभाषण रखा।
ए सभार सभापति अभिराम बाबू, ऑनरेबल स्पीकर, distinguished sociologist and Gandhian scholar Professor Anand Kumar, Mr. Birupakya Tripathi, honorable guest of honor, distinguished invitees, ladies and gentlemen, Madam Raut, media representatives, worthy children of Professor Raut, and all others. At the very outset, I must thank Satyavrat Babu and the family for having kindly invited me to this occasion. I was told that because I was close to the house, close to the family, and because Vishnu Babu loved me like a younger brother, I had a duty to perform. So despite difficulties, I had to come. It gives me an opportunity now to meet my old friends, besides listening to an outstanding sociologist. And he has chosen to speak on nation building. Nation building he will speak on this date on the Shraddha, second Shraddha day of Professor Raut, who was himself a nation builder. Professor Raut was a nation builder. Professor Raut was an energetic human resource builder. And also, he was engaged in equipping developers. ରାଜନୀତି ବିଜ୍ଞାନ ଛାତ୍ରମାନଙ୍କ ଭିତରେ ଓଡ଼ିଶାରେ ଭାରତବର୍ଷ ବିଭିନ୍ନ ଜାଗାରେ ପ୍ରଫେସର ବିସି ରାଉତ ନାଁଟା ଜଣାଶୁଣା। ଆଉ ପ୍ରଫେସର ରାଉତ ବ୍ୟକ୍ତି ହିସାବରେ ଦେଖିଲେ ଯଦି ଜଣେ ଅନଆସିମିଂ ଜେଣ୍ଟଲମ୍ୟାନ୍, ଭେରି କାମ୍ କ୍ୱାଏଟ୍, ଧୀର ସ୍ଥିର, ମୃଦୁହାସ ବିମଣ୍ଡିତ, ବହୁତ ମିଷ୍ଟଭାଷୀ, ବନ୍ଧୁତାପୂର୍ଣ୍ଣ ମର୍ଯ୍ୟାଦାପୂର୍ଣ୍ଣ ବ୍ୟବହାର ହେଉଛି ତାଙ୍କର ବ୍ୟକ୍ତିତ୍ୱର ପ୍ରତୀକ। ତାଙ୍କ ବିଷୟରେ ମୁଁ ଯାହା ଜାଣିଛି, ବିଷ୍ଣୁବାବୁକୁ ଶତ୍ରୁ କେହି ନଥିଲେ, ତାଙ୍କୁ ସମସ୍ତେ ଭଲ ପାଉଥିଲେ, ସେ ଅଜାତ ଶତ୍ରୁ ଥିଲେ। ତାଙ୍କର ଥିଲା ଈର୍ଷଣୀୟ ଲୋକପ୍ରିୟତା। ଲୋକପ୍ରିୟତା ତାଙ୍କର ପ୍ରିୟଜନ ତାଙ୍କ ପ୍ରଶଂସକ ଥିଲେ କିଏ ନା ତାଙ୍କର ପୁରୁଣା ଛାତ୍ରମାନେ, ଯେଉଁମାନେ ତାଙ୍କୁ କ୍ଲାସ୍ ରୁମ୍ରେ ଦେଖିଛନ୍ତି, ଯେଉଁମାନେ ତାଙ୍କ ବହି ପଢ଼ିଛନ୍ତି। ଆଉ ସିଏ ଛାତ୍ରମାନଙ୍କ ପ୍ରତି ବହୁତ ପ୍ରୀତ ଥିଲେ। ତାଙ୍କ ସହକର୍ମୀମାନେ ମଧ୍ୟ ବହୁ ଭାବରେ ତାଙ୍କ ପ୍ରଶଂସା କରନ୍ତି। ବିଷ୍ଣୁ ଭଲ ଲୋକ ଥିଲେ, ଯେତେ ଦୂର ଯାହାକୁ ପାରିଛନ୍ତି ସାହାଯ୍ୟ କରିଛନ୍ତି। କୌଣସି ଲୋକର ତାଙ୍କ ପ୍ରତି ଖରାପ ଭାବନା ଥିବା ମୁଁ ଜାଣିନି। ତାଙ୍କ କାର୍ଯ୍ୟକାଳ ଅତିବାହିତ ହେଇଛି ଓଡ଼ିଶାର ବିଭିନ୍ନ ନାମଜାଦା କଲେଜରେ ଅଧ୍ୟାପନା କରି, ପ୍ରିନ୍ସିପାଲ ହେଇ କିମ୍ବା କୌଣସି ରିସର୍ଚ୍ଚ କାମରେ ବ୍ୟସ୍ତ ରହି। ସେ ଥିଲେ ଜଣେ ଖୁବ୍ ସହଜ, ସରଳ, ସୁନାମଧନ୍ୟ ଅଧ୍ୟାପକ। ସୁନାମଧନ୍ୟ, ତାଙ୍କର କୌଣସି ପ୍ରକାର କାର୍ଯ୍ୟକାଳ ଭିତରେ କେହି ତାଙ୍କୁ ନିନ୍ଦା କରିନି। ତାଙ୍କ ଛାତ୍ରବାରେ ତାଙ୍କର ଥିଲେ ମୁଗ୍ଧ ପ୍ରଶଂସକ। ତାଙ୍କ କ୍ଲାସ୍ ରୁମ୍ ସମ୍ପର୍କରେ ସଫଳତା ମୁଖ୍ୟ କାରଣ ଥିଲା ସେ ଜଣେ ସଫଳ ପାଠ୍ୟପୁସ୍ତକ ପ୍ରଣେତା। ଆଉ ପାଠ୍ୟପୁସ୍ତକରେ ସଫଳ ହେବାର କାରଣ ହେଉଛି ସେ ଜଣେ ଭଲ ଶିକ୍ଷକ। କ୍ଲାସ୍ ରୁମ୍ରେ ପିଲାଙ୍କ ସମସ୍ୟା ବୁଝନ୍ତି, ସମସ୍ୟା ସମାଧାନ କରନ୍ତି। ତେଣୁ ତାଙ୍କର ଯେଉଁ ପାଠ୍ୟପୁସ୍ତକ ରଚନା କରିଥିଲେ ସେ ପିଲାଙ୍କୁ ମନକୁ ପାଉଥିଲା। ବିଷ୍ଣୁବାବୁ ଯେଉଁ ସମୟରେ ଅଧ୍ୟାପକ ହେଲେ, 1960-61 ହେଲେ, ସେତେବେଳକୁ ଓଡ଼ିଶାରେ ପଲିଟିକାଲ ସାଇନ୍ସ ବଡ଼ ଭଲ ଅବସ୍ଥାକୁ ଆସିନଥିଲା, ସମସ୍ୟା ଥିଲା। ସେ ସମସ୍ୟା ପରେ ପ୍ରଫେସର ଶ୍ରୀରାମଚନ୍ଦ୍ର ଦାସ ଟେକ୍ ଓଭର କଲେ କେଭି ରାମଠୁ ଉତ୍କଳ ୟୁନିଭର୍ସିଟିରେ। ନେଲା ପରେ ଟିକେ ଅବସ୍ଥା ବଦଳିଲା। ଓଡ଼ିଶାରେ ପଲିଟିକାଲ ସାଇନ୍ସ ଶ୍ରୀରାମଚନ୍ଦ୍ର ଦାସଙ୍କ ସମୟରେ ଗୋଟେ ପ୍ରବାହ ହେଇଗଲା, ଗୋଟେ ମୁଭମେଣ୍ଟ। ସବୁ ଭଲ ପିଲା ଚାହିଁଲେ ପଲିଟିକାଲ ସାଇନ୍ସ ପଢ଼ିବାକୁ। ସ୍ଥିତି ଯେତେବେଳେ ଭଲ ନଥିଲା, ଅନ୍ୟ ସବଜେକ୍ଟ ମାନ ପରି ପଲିଟିକାଲ ସାଇନ୍ସରେ ସୁବିଧା ସେତେ ନଥିଲା। କେବଳ ଶ୍ରୀରାମଚନ୍ଦ୍ର ଦାସର ଛାତ୍ର ଭାବେ ଏଇ ଅଭିଳାଷ ଅନେକ ପିଲାଙ୍କର ଥିଲା। ରେଭେନ୍ସା କଲେଜ, ବିଜେପି କଲେଜ, SCH କଲେଜ, GM କଲେଜ ଇତ୍ୟାଦି ଖୁବ୍ କମ୍ କଲେଜକୁ ଛାଡ଼ିଲେ ପଲିଟିକାଲ ସାଇନ୍ସ କେଉଁଠି ପଢ଼ା ହେଉନଥିଲା। ପଲିଟିକାଲ ସାଇନ୍ସ ପଢ଼ା ହେଲା ଯେତେବେଳେ ଭଲ ପିଲା, ମେରିଟୋରିୟସ୍ ପିଲା ପ୍ରାୟ ସବୁ ପଲିଟିକାଲ ସାଇନ୍ସ କେହି ଆସିଲେ। ଅଧିକାଂଶ ବ୍ରାଇଟ୍ ପିଲା କିଏ +2 ତ ଆଜିକାଲି କହୁଛନ୍ତି, ଆମ ବେଳେ ISC ଥିଲା। ISC ପରେ ଇଭିନ୍ BSc ପରେ ମୋର ତ ମନେ ଅଛି ଆମ କ୍ଲାସମେଟ୍ BSc ପରେ କେତେ ଜଣ ଆସିଥିଲେ। ଯିଏ ଆସିଥିଲେ ଦେ ୱାର୍ ୱେଲ୍ ପ୍ଲେସ୍ଡ। MA କ୍ଲାସ୍ 2 ବର୍ଷ ପଢ଼ିକିରି ୱେଲ୍ ପ୍ଲେସ୍ଡ ହେଇଥିଲେ। ଆଉ ପଲିଟିକାଲ ସାଇନ୍ସ ଡିପାର୍ଟମେଣ୍ଟକୁ କୁହାଗଲା, ଉତ୍କଳ ୟୁନିଭର୍ସିଟିର ପଲିଟିକାଲ ସାଇନ୍ସ ଡିପାର୍ଟମେଣ୍ଟକୁ କହିଲେ ଅଲ୍ ଇଣ୍ଡିଆ ସର୍ଭିସର କାରଖାନା ଗୋଟେ ଶ୍ରୀରାମଚନ୍ଦ୍ର ଦାସ କରିଛନ୍ତି। ଏଇ ହେଲା ସେ ସମୟର କଥା। ଏଇ ଯେଉଁ ପଲିଟିକାଲ ସାଇନ୍ସ ପାଇଁ ଯେଉଁ ମୁଭମେଣ୍ଟ ଚାଲିଲା, ଯେଉଁ ପ୍ରବାହ ଚାଲିଲା, ଏହାର ଅଗ୍ରଭାଗରେ ଥିଲେ ଶ୍ରୀରାମଚନ୍ଦ୍ର ଦାସ। ଯଶସ୍ୱୀ ପ୍ରତିଭାଧର ଶ୍ରୀ ରାମଚନ୍ଦ୍ର ଦାସ। यूपीएससी ओपीएससी सिलेबस को नहीं आउ अन्यान्य सर्विस प्रोवाइडर चाकरी दौथुवा संस्था मानकर आवश्यकता विचार को नहीं सिलेबस तैयारी कराला। से सिलेबस तैयारी कले पाठ गोटे टीम गठित है जे केमिति पॉलिटिकल साइंस कोर्सटा आम भलरे पढ़ेबा जे पॉलिटिकल साइंस पढ़ते कि वेल प्लेस्ड इन लाइफ एग्जाम्पलारी हम से सकाशे कौन है गोटे जो टीम थे प्रोफेसर दास थे मुख्य प्रोफेसर सत्यानारायण रथ वेणुधर प्रधान बस पछरे आसिले वेणुधर प्रधान आउ विश्वमन मिश्र प्रफुल्ल रथ विष्णुचरण राउत इत्यादि इत्यादि एमान गोटे टीम यूनाइटेडली दे वर्क फॉर पॉलिटिकल साइंस। बीसी राउत भूमिका थिला अन्य समस्त बेसी से पाठ पढ़ाऊले पाठ पढ़िया पर बही भी लिखुले श्रेणीगृह अध्यापना करने सहित पाठ्यपुस्तक रचना करते आउ इंटरमीडिएट ग्रेजुएट स्तर में जो बही दरकार सब विष्णुबाबू लिखुले। मोर मन अच्छे आम जो पढ़ुलु पॉलिटिकल साइंस रे बही आमे पाउथलु आशीर्वादम गार्नर प्रोफेसर लाल से एसी कपूर इत्यादि इत्यादि ओडिशार कहीं नथिले जाए रिपोर्टर पढ़िले विष्णुबाबू प्रथमे पॉलिटिकल साइंस रे ओडिशार टेक्स्ट बुक लिखिले गोटे आरंभ कले ये जो फसलटा आरंभ है अन्य सब्जेक्ट रे तापर आरंभ हो गला कंपटीशन है पॉलिटिकल साइंस अनेक लोग आसिले संग्राम कले किंतु विष्णु सब जय जीते ये जो दल होते जो टीम होते श्रीरामचंद्र दास एवं अन्य माने एमाने जो टीम वर्क कले टीम वर्कर कॉन्सिक्वेंस जना पड़ा 2-3 वर्ष भितर प्रति वर्ष 5-6 जन गोटे पानी पीबी प्रति वर्ष 5-6 जन ऑल इंडिया सर्विस पशि आईएएस आईपीएस आलाइड सर्विसेस नहले अन्यान्य ऑल इंडिया सर्विसेस पॉलिटिकल साइंस पिला पाइले गोटे आखि दुसिया होगला लोक ईर्षा भी है ईर्षा एमती है से सब प्रोफेसर श्रीरामचंद्र दास को कष्ट भोगिया पड़ला। आउ मोर मन अच्छी से समय लेट 60s से समय कौन है जुआड़े जाऊ ऑल इंडिया कॉन्फ्रेंस हुए प्रोफेसर बराल अच्छा मो सांगे आम जाऊ प्रोफेसर दास सांगे कॉन्फ्रेंस अटेंड कर सूर्यबाबू पचर आसिले जो आम जाऊ जो स्टेट को जाऊ से स्टेट्र बड़ ऑफिसर 2 जन कि आसवे आसिक श्रीरामचंद्र दास को देखा करेंगे जुआर करेंगे जी कौन ये सब पॉलिटिकल स्टूडेंट इट हैज वेल प्लेस्ड इन लाइफ वेल सेटल्ड इन अदर स्टेट्स तेणु ये हूँ पॉलिटिकल साइंस से समय महिमा। आउ व्यक्तिगत भाव में विष्णु सहित मोर संपर्क बहुत घनिष्ठ थिला मो पई से थे जड़े शुभेच्छु अग्रज बड़ भाई मत भल पाउथिले मोर मन अच्छी 72-73 मसीह मो विश्वविद्यालय छुट्टी आनी जिते गवेषणा करने भुवनेश्वर आसिली मुझे रही तार अल्प दूर में विष्णु रोते मत देखिक कहले कहले तुम इटी कहीं रोच मत कहन आस मो घर को घर को जाए फ्रिक्वेंटली तांकर लाइब्रेरी तांकर मटेरियल्स मो पे आवेलेबल है श्रद्धा जो भाउज से बहुत स्नेहमयी बहुत श्रद्धा करते खाया बहुत दौले ताबे तो 2 परिवार संपर्क भल था ଏସବୁ ସମ୍ପର୍କ ଥିଲା। ଆଉ ତାଙ୍କର ଯେତେବେଳେ ଦେହ ତ୍ୟାଗ କଲେ ବହୁତ ବହୁତ ବାଧିଲା, ନିଜ ଭାଇ ଗଲା ଭଳି ଲାଗିଲା। ଆଉ କିନ୍ତୁ ସେ ଭାଗ୍ୟବାନ, ତାଙ୍କ ପିଲା ଗୁଡ଼ା ବହୁତ ଯୋଗ୍ୟ ପିଲା, ଭଲ ପିଲା, ପୁଅ ଝିଅ 3 ଜଣ ଯାକ ଭଲ। ଆଜି ଯେଉଁ ବାପା ନାଁରେ ମେମୋରିଆଲ ଲେକ୍ଚର ସେ କରିଛନ୍ତି, ଏଇଟା ଖୁବ୍ କମ୍ ପିଲାଙ୍କର ପକ୍ଷରେ ସମ୍ଭବ। ଖୁବ୍ କମ୍ ପିଲା ଏହା କରୁଛନ୍ତି। ଲକ୍ଷ ଲକ୍ଷ ଟଙ୍କା ଖର୍ଚ୍ଚ କରି ବାପାଙ୍କର ସ୍ମୃତି ପ୍ରତିବର୍ଷ ରୋମନ୍ଥନ କରୁଛନ୍ତି। ବାପାଙ୍କର ସମସାମୟିକ ପାଖାପାଖି ଲୋକ ବାପାଙ୍କ ବିଷୟରେ କହିବା ସେ ଶୁଣୁଛନ୍ତି, ସେଥିରେ ସେ ଆନନ୍ଦ ଲାଭ କରୁଛନ୍ତି। ତାଙ୍କ ଲକ୍ଷ ଲକ୍ଷ ଟଙ୍କା ବଦଳରେ ସେ ଆନନ୍ଦ ପାଉଛନ୍ତି। ଏଇଟା ଖୁବ୍ କମ୍ ପିଲାଙ୍କ ପାଇଁ ସମ୍ଭବ, କମ୍ ପରିବାର ପାଇଁ ସମ୍ଭବ, କମ୍ ପ୍ୟାରେଣ୍ଟସ୍ ପାଇଁ ସମ୍ଭବ। ତେଣୁ ଏ ଦିନରେ ସେଇ ପୁଣ୍ୟାତ୍ମାକୁ ମୁଁ ପ୍ରଣାମ ଜଣାଉଛି। ଆଉ ନମସ୍କାର।
मुख्य अतिथि प्रोफेसर डॉक्टर सुखदेव नंद तांको अभिभाषण रे प्रोफेसर विष्णुचरण राउत को अंतरंग सम्मान जणेवा सहित तांकर अंतरंग स्मृतिचारण करने सहित ओडिशा रे राजनीति विज्ञान संक्षिप्त इतिहास अवतारण कले तांको मु कृतज्ञता जनाऊँगी। आज सभार मुख्य आकर्षण जहाँ इंग्राजी रे शाइनी श्योर ऑफ ऑल आइज ऑल इयर्स बोली जदि इंग्राजी रे ठीक हो भी कहब होउछंती प्रोफेसर डॉक्टर आनंद कुमार। तांकु जी अध्यापक भावे शुणीची बा वक्ता भावे शुणीची से बहुत मारात्मक विपद अच्छी। गोटे है तांको पूर्वरु जदि जड़े कहब ताहले तांको कहीं मन रखिबे नहीं, तांको परे जदि कहीं कहब ताहले तांको हुए तो कहीं शुणिबे नहीं। आज केवल प्रोफेसर डॉक्टर आनंद कुमार नहांती, प्रोफेसर डॉक्टर सुखदेव नंद अच्छंती जे किछि समय आगु कहूथिले एवं आगकू श्रीजुक्त विरूपाक्ष त्रिपाठी मध्य कहिबे। तेणु मु जो प्रकार मारात्मक दुर्भाग्य कथा कहली से दुर्भाग्य वर्तिबा पई एठू अपसरी जीवी। I would now request Professor Dr. Anand Kumar to deliver the second Professor B.C. Raut Memorial Lecture. And as we all know, he shall be speaking on challenges of nation building and the Gandhian way. Professor Dr. Anand Kumar, please.
सम्मानित अध्यक्ष जी, श्रद्धेय प्रोफेसर नंदा, गांधीवादी चिंतक त्रिपाठी जी, प्रोफेसर बीसी राउत के परिवार के सदस्यगण, विद्यार्थीगण, भाइयों और बहनों, आज का ये दूसरा प्रोफेसर बीसी राउत मेमोरियल लेक्चर देने का जो मुझे सौभाग्य मिला है, इसके लिए मैं राउत परिवार का बहुत आभारी हूँ। मेरी इसके बारे में पात्रता कम है, सिवाय इसके कि राउत साहब ने राजनीति शास्त्र का अध्ययन, अध्यापन और लेखन किया और मैं समाजशास्त्र का जो एक पक्ष है, राजनीतिक समाजशास्त्र, पॉलिटिकल सोशियोलॉजी, that has been my passion for last 45 years. Today, I heard about the attractive personality, a role model an institution builder, and a passionate patriot, Professor B.C. Raut's life journey. And his impact is personified by many of you, including his grandchildren. And we hope that remembering Professor Raut will also make all the teachers of not only political science, but all other disciplines feel honored. Because respecting a teacher is respecting wisdom and knowledge of elder generation. It is said that teachers never pass away. They are present in our life through their students and their writings. Actually, Buddhists believe that all of us have three forms of our existence. Sharir Kaya, that is our physical body, which gets eliminated with the end of physical journey, and all of us are bound to be cremated one way or the other. And that is the end of the physical self. But there is another self called Karma Kaya, our activities, our action, which stays beyond our physical self, good or bad. Duryodhan is remembered for his bad deeds, Raman is remembered for his horrible activities, and Rama and Krishna are remembered for their good deeds. And that is the destiny of all of us. The cycle of karma makes us live beyond our physical self, and the way he lived, Professor Raut, is again exemplified by your presence. And of course there is third self, third body form, which is the values, the dreams, the ideas, the vision, which you leave as your heritage for the coming generations. Today, I want to draw your attention to a central problem of our country, particularly our polity, and the need to find a way out. What is the central problem of India today? Is it poverty, corruption at high places, lawlessness, lack of faith in our destiny or future, decaying democracy? Actually, if you put all of it together, it is the challenge of nation building. All countries have most of the problems I listed in one or the other manner, ranging from most affluent United States of America to most pauperized Afghanistan. So when we list our failures, our challenges, we are not doing anything to demoralize ourselves. We are only contextualizing our location in the Committee of Nations, in the world family. Actually, the generation of Professor B.C. Raut made us convinced that we are destined to be a great nation, because we had a very serious document called Constitution of India, and his writings became one of the windows, particularly for Oriya people. And I respect his tribute, his contribution, also because he wrote mostly in Oriya, in a time when we were still suffering with mental slavery, dominance of English language. At that time, he builds brick by brick the power of a language called Oriya for understanding political science and social science in general. And that tribute will be remembered for many more generations to come, when Oriya will become more and more attractive medium of learning and communication. Secondly, he chose a noble profession of teaching. Teaching, as we all know, has little reasons to be attractive. मास्टर के पास पैसा तो होता ही नहीं है, और जिसको पढ़ा दिया वो समझता है कि हमको तो सब आता ही था, गुरुजी ने क्या किया या मैडम ने क्या किया। और जो फेल हो गया उसने कहा गुरुजी इतने गड़बड़ थे कि हमको समझ ही में नहीं आया, पॉलिटिकल साइंस ज़िंदगी बर्बाद कर गए। बट देर आर सम फॉर्चुनेट टीचर्स who are respected as pathfinder. Guru Govind दो खड़े, काके लागो पाए, बलिहारी गुरु आपनो, Govind दियो बताए. It seems that Professor Raut belonged to that category of master teacher who was all over Orissa teaching people, opening their eyes and making them competent political scientists and political analysts. So let me engage you for next 25 to 30 minutes about this basic challenge which would have been addressed by Professor B.C. Raut if he had the time and opportunity. And that is the challenge of nation building in India. Nation building is a daily activity of all of us around the idea of us. As long as we realize that we are part of a great fraternity spread from Kerala to Kashmir or Kutch to Kohima, that gives us great confidence. And we are no ordinary nation. We have a legacy of memories of 5,000 years, if not more. We have ups and downs in our history, but we remain floating compared to many other civilizations. And today, we are about to launch ourselves as the largest democracy in the world with great stories of successes in fighting first foreign rule and then fighting internal problems. But still there are problems of nation building in India. If you look at the story of India, many people like to talk in binaries. एक इंडिया बन गया, एक भारत बन गया, सब अमृत चला गया इंडिया के हिस्से में और विष आ गया भारत के हिस्से में. भारत मतलब गांव, गरीब, किसान, मजदूर, महिला. इंडिया मतलब अंग्रेजी पढ़े लिखे, बड़ी बड़ी जगहों पर बैठे हुए, बड़ी बड़ी तनख्वाहें कमा रहे और हर तरह से सुखी और संपन्न. That's the binary view of India. Similarly, urban versus rural, there's another great divide. There's also making of a new divide between north and south. दक्षिण वाला कमाता है, उत्तर वाला खाता है. Then there is gender view of India. पितृसत्ता समाज है, अगले जन्म में बिटिया न कीजो. Do anything but don't make me a woman in my next life. That is experience of many women, educated, urban, rural, elite, mass. But actually, if you look at the bottom line of our nation building process, we have three reasons to celebrate. Achievements of our forefathers, founding fathers and mothers. First of all, our success in becoming free of the clutches of colonialism. Battling for freedom was duty of all patriots all over the world, but we were the first success story. And that was no ordinary achievement for a country like India to come out of the clutches of British imperialism. Second great success was making of our constitution. We had such divided nation on caste lines, on religious lines. Actually, in the name of religion, there was partition. In the middle of transition from British rule to native rule. And third, a gang of more than 500 self-seeking Rajas and Maharajas and Nawabs who were dreaming of balkanizing India, declaring themselves republics and getting recognition by the British Raj, if not others. So, constitution building was a miraculous job which included all those who were refusing to be included throughout the journey of freedom struggle. It must have been a classical stroke of political genius to create unity in the face of those diversities which were fueled and promoted by foreign rule. And then the third was merger of these princely states without shedding a drop of blood except in Hyderabad and a bit in Kashmir. But beyond that, we had many problems which were handled with a bit of pragmatism, and we are paying for them now. We did not have the courage or conviction to make education as a fundamental right. It took 70 years, and that was missing a golden opportunity of cultivating power of knowledge and education. Until today, we don't have a straight line to follow in our education system. I've spent my life in education system. I was privileged to be educated in some of the best universities of the country. I had won many scholarships and fellowships, so I was basically nurtured by post-colonial Indian state. But if you go around, you don't want to hear the stories of educational institutions and the level of decay across the board and lack of a well-defined direction, policy, program. We do have a national education policy, but it has been born in very difficult circumstances. And it is nobody's baby today. Then we have the problem of concurrent list. And education is being underlined because education is one of the softest way of changing a society. One of the smoothest way of building a nation. They said that by introducing public education in England and France, the British and the French were able to create a nation because they came from villages, from families, and they went out as British or French patriots. After army, it is the universities and colleges who create this we feeling. All those who have gone through universities and colleges will recognize the power of bonding as student friends. They become closer than brothers and sisters. So education was one area where we missed the opportunity. Second was right to information. It is our government. What's going on behind the great curtains, behind the closed doors? Not much knowledge, not much information, not much participation. Again, right to information was introduced to us to become wise voters. A little late, but better late than never. And then the problem of future. Right to livelihood. Why it was left to the left only, the communists and the socialists, to argue without much impact for including right to work along with right to vote. And given these three missed opportunities, we have compounded a number of problems of nation building. But we have stayed with democracy, and that is a great assurance for our future. Actually, there are 5 problems which people like Professor B.C. Raut would have elaborated further in the light of the Constitution. The book he wrote in 1960s has acquired a new relevance because most of the politicians did not refer to Constitution in a diligent manner. It was a text for lawyers. But today it is becoming text for political workers. And Constitution is the binding thread for all the people of India with their different memories, different trajectories, different expectations, different status and location. What are these 5 nagging problems which were addressed by freedom fighters, makers of modern India, but refused to melt away? And is there a Gandhian way? Why I want to insist on Gandhian way is because other ways have been followed. We have followed mixed economy way. And we spent 60 to 65 years with some interruptions in making this country a united whole by finding solutions through mixed economy. We also had some regional experiments of regionalism, not nation but region, in Tamil Nadu. And from Tamil Nadu we came to Kolkata. From Kolkata now, 3/4 of India is being run by regional parties. They have no interest, no inclination, and no capacity to go beyond their ethnic region, linguistic region. But they are not dangerous for democracy, they are boon for democracy. But there is problem of connecting nation with region. We have these 5 problems which were plaguing our national movement, and Gandhi engaged himself in a constructive manner. He succeeded in some projects, he failed in some other projects. But there is a Gandhian way. Essence of Gandhian way is to create ethical basis of public life, also personal life. But ethical way of public life, are you joking? Politics requires opportunism. पैसा नहीं होगा तो राजनीति नहीं होगी, और पैसा किसके पास है? काला धन वाला ही पैसा लाएगा, कुछ देशी पैसा, कुछ विदेशी पैसा. This is the common response of people in politics today. It was not like that during the freedom struggle when Gandhi commanded the scene. Netaji meant somebody who offered supreme sacrifice. Subhash Bose. सबको हर गहरे अरे गहरे को कुर्ता पजामा पहनने वाले को नेताजी लोग नहीं कहते थे. नेताजी मतलब Subhash Chandra Bose, who was most qualified to serve in bureaucracy, who was selected to lead the national movement, and who created a military response also to British Empire. Most daring of the patriots, Netaji. And political work meant giving your all, giving your best for the cause of nation. Bhagat Singh was hanged, and he wanted to be hanged so that courage can be cultivated among youth of India for the cause of the nation. So, Gandhian way requires complete commitment to Swaraj. Complete. Not Babu Raj, not Delhi Raj, not Bhubaneswar Raj, Swaraj. It requires self-reliance. It requires sharing with others through sadhagi, simplicity, austerity, which was one of the articles of faith of people like Professor B.C. Raut. He lived a simple life. I think one of the grandchildren wrote that grandfather used to say, simple living, high thinking. It was not only Sri B.C. Raut, it was the national commitment. All the people who fought for freedom, various mini Gandhis here, there and everywhere. I met this morning a very eminent public person of Odisha. His father was called Gandhi of a particular Kasbah. There was a replicating effect. Unethical people were not part of freedom struggle. And today, ethical people are not part of political process. कैसा दुनिया बदल गया, एकदम 180 डिग्री का टर्न हो गया. आज का लड़का लड़की राजनीति में आना नहीं चाहता है, और राजनीति में अगर आए तो खाली कमाना चाहता है, नाम नहीं पैसा. और आपको देख के हंसता है कि अरे सर पैसे का तो कुछ इंतजाम ही नहीं किया, आपसे क्या होगा. और हम जब पूछते हैं कि गांधी जी ने कितना इंतजाम किया, जवाहरलाल ने कितना किया, सुभाष बोस ने कितना, अरे वो जमाना चला गया. जब आप रात में सोने गए थे सारी दुनिया बदल गई. अब नाउ इट इज अनदर वर्ल्ड. So Gandhian way has this second demand to be ethical if you are in public life. Otherwise, do your business, you make your money, nobody bothers. आप गोश्त का धंधा करिए, शराब का धंधा करिए, दवाई का धंधा करिए, कुछ भी करिए, पैसा कमाइए, nobody. But in the name of politics, which is art and science of nation building, you have to follow ethical code of conduct. Otherwise, you are being anti-people. You are hurting the cause of the country. You are not contributing to nation building. Then there's question of religion. After ethics, religion was second concern of Gandhi. Many modernizers thought that religion will be part of the past. ये पुराने जमाने का बात है. आने वाले जमाने में न हिंदू बनेगा, ना मुसलमान बनेगा, इंसान का औलाद है, इंसान बनेगा. वो गाना गाने के लिए अच्छा था हॉलीवुड और बॉलीवुड में. रोज के जिंदगी में आपका मरना जीना, आपका शादी ब्याह, सब कुछ रिलीजन के पैरामीटर में है. वो देख के बताएंगे कि हिंदू का मुर्दा जा रहा है कि मुसलमान का मुर्दा जा रहा है. वो देख के बताएंगे कि हिंदू का शादी हो रहा है कि मुसलमान का. आप कहते रहिए कि हम एथीस्ट थे, हमारा तो धर्म, ये तो मम्मी पापा के लिए हम बैठ गए पूजा पर, लेकिन वो बॉटम लाइन है सोसाइटी का. एंड गांधी वॉज वन ऑफ द वेरी फ्यू हु टॉक्ड अबाउट सर्वधर्म समभाव. एक अच्छा हिंदू ही अच्छा मुसलमान होगा, मुसलमान का सम्मान करेगा. एक अच्छा मुसलमान होने से ही आप अच्छे इंसान बनेंगे. ये गांधी करेज के साथ बोलते थे. एंड टुडे इन 21st century इंडिया वी सी रिलीजन कमिंग बैक विद द स्पिरिट ऑफ वेंजेंस. जहाँ कहा था गर्व से कहो हम भारतीय हैं, अभी कहते हैं गर्व से कहो हम मुसलमान हैं, हिंदू हैं, सिख हैं, ईसाई हैं. और उससे आगे कदम बढ़ जाए तो खालिस्तान चाहिए, द्रविड़िस्तान चाहिए, दलितिस्तान चाहिए. एंड गांधी टेल्स अस a practical solution. सर्वधर्म संभाव. अगर सर्वधर्म संभाव नहीं संभव है तो कम से कम सर्वधर्म सद्भाव तो होना चाहिए. आपका पूजा कहाँ एक तरीका है, हमारा दूसरा तरीका है. आपका पूजा का एक स्थान है, हमारा दूसरा स्थान है. आपका पूजा का एक किताब है, हमारा दूसरा किताब है. हम एक दूसरे का इज्जत करें. जैसे आप हमारे माँ पिता की इज्जत करते हैं और हम आपके माँ पिता का इज्जत करते हैं. Then the feeling of us will be possible. लेकिन जो सबसे बड़ा सवाल गांधी ने उठाया वो गरीबी का सवाल उठाया. He wrote very clearly that if this crushing poverty is not addressed by us, a non-violent social order will not be possible. And togetherness of super rich and chronic poor will make this system blow into pieces. ये आज का नक्सलवादी भी ये भाषा नहीं लिख सकता जो गांधी ने कंस्ट्रक्टिव प्रोग्राम रचनात्मक कार्यक्रम के बुकलेट में लिखा 46 में कि द सिस्टम विल ब्लो इनटू पीसेस. यही बात डॉक्टर अंबेडकर ने भी लिखा, लेकिन थोड़ा सॉफ्ट तरीके से लिखा. यू रिमेंबर डॉक्टर अंबेडकर gave his last speech in the Constituent Assembly's last session, he said that from today we are entering into an age of new contradictions. The old contradiction is solved between foreign rule and Swadeshi Andolan, Swaraj. But we are entering into a new system of contradictions. And what is that contradiction? We are starting with a system where it will be political equality, right to vote, but social and economic inequality. And unless we address the problem of social and economic inequalities in a time-bound manner, the effort to create political equality will be meeting its end. वो संभव ही नहीं होगा. राजनीतिक समानता और सामाजिक और आर्थिक विषमता साथ साथ नहीं चल सकता. And he said that the soil on which we are planting this democracy plant is very thin. A caste society है. A class society नहीं है. So we'll have to be more vigilant, more indulgent, more engaged than the British and the Americans, who did not have a caste society. Gandhi also argued for some people to be engaged in nation building as their primary vocation. And he identified 3 agencies. First of all, students and youth. Today, students and youth don't have any agenda before them except crisis of career. And career is becoming more and more complex reality. Jobless growth का model है भाई ये. Is not job-centric economy. You can change your prime minister and president and finance minister. But the result, net result of LPG paradigm, liberalization, privatization, globalization, is jobless growth, whether it is in America or India. America can afford to be for a few years with jobless growth paradigm because they have unemployment allowance. India cannot. Indian youth need some support in livelihood struggles. And then the next part of this story is our own character building. That is where Gandhi is unique among all political leaders. He argued that, will you wait for a new society to be built till the British Raj is gone, till capitalism is gone? He asked it to socialists and communists कि जब तक कैपिटलिस्ट क्लास को तुम हरा नहीं लोगे तब तक इंतजार करोगे? No, I will start from today and I'll not bother about the others, I'll start from myself. So he gave a list of 11 vows, Ekadash Vrat. The difference between an ordinary man and woman and a great man and woman is these 11 vows. First of them was truth, Satya. Second was ahimsa. Now these are simple things which are said again and again. No mother, no father, no religion has ever promoted untruthful behavior or violence. सब धर्मों में कहा गया, लेकिन हम सत्य के करीब भी नहीं जाते. राज असत्य का ही चलता है. गांधी जी उसको एक बार डिसाइसिव रप्चर क्रिएट करना चाहते थे कि तुम अपनी जिंदगी में कम से कम सच के साथ चलो. वो कठिन होगा लेकिन वो आपको एक अलग तरह की ताकत देगा, मॉरल पावर देगा. ऐसे अहिंसा का. और दूसरी तरफ शरीर श्रम, अस्पृश्यता निवारण, स्त्रियों का सम्मान, ये भी हमारे निजी आचरण. ये जो महिलाओं के खिलाफ हिंसा बढ़ रही है, हर साल देयर इज अ नेशनल रिपोर्ट about crime against women. We are increasing literacy. We are increasing education. But we are also getting reports of increasing violence against women. और ये कहीं से import होके नहीं आया. This habit of violence against women is not a colonial hangover. It has not been a conspiracy of China. It's our culture. And from where we start? We start with children. We start with ourselves. It's not easy to commit yourself not to be violent against women, but that will be the day of supreme commitment for nation building if men of India commit not to be violent against women of India. And this is only Gandhi. Others avoid, ignore, politically not correct. So, not taking advantage of your commitment to Professor B.C. Raut and respect for people invited for memorial lecture, I want to argue that some of the books written by Professor B.C. Raut have acquired new relevance, particularly those who are about constitution, about democracy, about political system. And after 75 years, when many of the models of nation building have resulted into disappointment, there is need to revisit the Gandhian way. There was one man who made significant contribution in my generation's time, that was Jayaprakash Narayan. And he gave a simple solution, that the idea of nation building has to be connected with People's Committee. Let people become master of their own destiny. Look after their rural, urban requirements. Let us move from representative democracy to participatory democracy. So Jayaprakash Narayan showed 3 departures from the present model. One was establishing participatory democracy. The other was engaging in electoral reforms. And third was structural transformation to end the vicious cycle of poverty, which he recognized after the Maoist challenge. Naxalites had challenged Gandhians in Bihar, Muzaffarpur. Jayaprakash Narayan went there and stayed there for a year and a half, 18 months, and gave a new diagnosis of Maoist problem. Maoist problem is not law and order problem. Maoist problem is not foreign infiltration. Maoist problem is created by our own misgovernance and wrong priorities. So he wrote a small book called Amne Samne, Face to Face. And I think there is an advancement of the Gandhian way by Jayaprakash Narayan and the generation which was inspired by Jayaprakash Narayan. That generation has already reached the age of 70. जो लड़का लड़की 15 साल से 25 साल का था 1974-75 में, अभी उसका कितना उम्र हो गया? You add straight away 50 years. तो हम लोग अब बुझती क्षमा हैं. और we failed Jayaprakash Narayan and Gandhi. If the generation of Nehru, Patel, Maulana Azad failed Gandhi, our generation failed Jayaprakash Narayan. And that has created a bad image of all of us who were in charge of the affairs of the country for the last 75 years, who were committed for decolonization, development and democracy. And on all 3 fronts, we need new initiatives. He was a great teacher, Professor B.C. Raut, and it is job of the teacher to present a problem in the form of interesting questions. I present before you the problem of challenge of nation building, and out of many ways, give some thought to the Gandhian way. And that will be a great tribute to a great scholar. Thank you very much.
I profusely thank Professor Dr. Anand Kumar for his engaging and thought-provoking memorial lecture. ମୁଁ ତାଙ୍କ ବକ୍ତବ୍ୟ ଉପରେ କୌଣସି ଟିକା ଟିପ୍ପଣୀ ଦେବିନି କି ତାଙ୍କର ବକ୍ତବ୍ୟର ସାରାଂଶ ଉପସ୍ଥାପନ କରିବି ନାହିଁ। ସେ ଯେଉଁ ମେମୋରିଆଲ ଲେକ୍ଚର ଦେଲେ ତାହା प्रिंटेड फॉर्म रे ये सभा सरिबा बेलू उपलब्ध हेबो। एपर्यंत ये सभार वक्तव्यर माध्यम अति कम रे 3टी भाषा रे होइछि, ओडिया, इंग्राजी एवं हिंदी रे। गांधी नेशन बिल्डिंग विषय रे कौन भाबुथिले से बाबद मु पदे दीपद कहवाक चाहूँगी। ये जो 3टा भाषा कथा कहली बा बहुभाषी कथा कहली, सी भी नेशन बिल्डिंग रो गोटे बड़ उपादान जहाँ गांधी दक्षिण आफ्रिका रे आरंभ करथिले। सी सेठू बाहर करुथिबा इंडियन ओपिनियन पत्रिका 4टी भाषा रे बाहरुतला, हिंदी, इंग्लिश, तमिल और गुजराती रे। गांधी नेशन बिल्डिंग विषय रे कौन भाबुथिले ताकू जदि आमे अल्प केतोटी शब्द रे कहिबा ताहाले ताहाला इनक्लूसिव, प्लुरालिस्ट, मल्टीकल्चरल, टॉलरेंट, ब्रॉड एवं डेमोक्रेटिक। तार मु 3टी प्रमाण इतिहास देवाकू चाहूँगी। गांधी को आमे समस्ते जातिर जनक बोली कहू, ताहा निश्चय गर्व और गौरवर विषय। किंतु गांधी 3टी महादेशर उपादान रे तैयारी होइथिले। एशियार भारत रे तांकर जन्म, यूरोपर इंग्लैंड रु से पाठ पढ़िथिले, आफ्रिकार दक्षिण आफ्रिका रे सी मनीषर मर्यादा पाई सत्याग्रह एवं अहिंसा उपाय रे आंदोलन करथिले। ये 3टी महादेश मध्य तांकर नेशन बिल्डिंग अवधारणा को पुष्ट करथिला। नेशन बिल्डिंग विषय रे गांधी कौन भाविबे तार आहुरी केतक सूचना मिलिबो आमे जदि गांधी पढ़िथिबा स्कूल रो इकोसिस्टम कथा चिंता करिबा। सी जो स्कूल रे पढ़िथिले से स्कूल रो हेडमास्टर थिले जने पारसी। तांकर सबुटु भल सांग थिले जने अण हिंदू मुसलमान। तांको स्कूल रो कोठाघर तैयारी होइथिला जूनागढ़ रो नवाब देइथिबा 63,000 टंकारे। एवं गांधी अति गध छात्र बा विद्यार्थी नथिले, सी मध्य वृत्ति पाइथिले जड़े अण हिंदू मुसलमान छात्र सह। एवं से वृत्ति पाई पांठी जोगेइथिले काठियावाड़ जड़े सम्रांत। एथिरु की प्रकार प्लुरालिस्ट, मल्टीकल्चरल, टॉलरेंट इकोसिस्टम रो छाप तांको ऊपर पड़िथिला आमे अनुमान करि परिबा। गांधी तांको मैट्रिक परीक्षा रे जो सब प्रश्न रो उत्तर देवाकू चेष्टा करिथिले, समयर स्वल्पता दृष्टि मु सेथिरु 2टी प्रश्न कथा कहबाकू चाहिबी। गोटे प्रश्न थिला एडवांटेजेस ऑफ चीयरफुल डिस्पोजिशन, अर्थात प्रसन्न मना हेबार उपकारिता। सी सारा मनीष जाति को प्रसन्न मना करि परिथिले। एवं आउ गोटे प्रश्न थिला जे जीशु काहींकी निर्धन चाषी प्रति सदय हेले जदिओ तांको आगरे धनाढ़ व्यक्ति माने रथरे चढ़ी धूली उड़े चली जाइथिले। सेथिरु भी किछि आमे उपादान तांको नेशन बिल्डिंग कंस्ट्रक्ट पाई परिबा। प्रोफेसर डॉक्टर आनंद कुमार नेताजी और आंबेडकर को कथा कहिले। गांधींकर नेताजी और आंबेडकर सहित कौन संपर्क थिला ताहा आमे समस्ते जानू। किंतु तांको नेशन बिल्डिंग फ्रेमवर्क रे गांधींकर भिन्न मत प्रति सम्मान थिला। से नेताजी को प्रिंस आमंग पैट्रियोट्स बोली कहिथिले। एवं आंबेडकर विषय कही मु जदि आंबेडकर जगार थांती ताहले केते मुंड फाटी सारंताणी। एवं ओडिशार गांधी गोपबंधु विषय कही जदि मते 100 जन गोपबंधु मिलिबे ताहले मु गोटे वर्षरे स्वाधीन देश संभव करई पारिबी। तांको नेशन बिल्डिंग रो आउ गोटे बड़ दिग थिला जे सर्वोच्च लक्ष्य निमंते सर्वनिम्न हिंसार मध्य अवलंबन करा जाई पारिबो नाही, जहा सीए खाली तांको जीवन रे नुहे तांको मृत्यु रे मध्य प्रमाणित कले। बॉडी आज ए साइट ऑफ प्रोटेस्ट। एबे केतक महलर कहा जाउची चतुर्थ गोली गांधी को मारिची बोली, किंतु एक विख्यात पत्रिका रे गांधी मला परे एक कार्टून अंका जाइथला एवं सेथिरे कहा जाइथला जे जो माने गांधी मानंकु मारिबा को चाहंती से माने जानती नहीं जे गांधी माने तांको शरीर रे न थांती। मोर शेष को तथाकथित सभापति अभिभाषण देवार थिला, ताकू मु एबेठू सारी दउची। वर्तमान अपूर्वा कर जे बीजेपी ऑटोनोमस कॉलेज रो 2022-23 रे पॉलिटिकल साइंस ऑनर्स रे टॉपर होइथिले, तांकू संवर्धित करा जीवो द्वितीय प्रोफेसर बीसी राउत मेमोरियल अवार्ड रे। मु आयोजक मानंकु अनुरोध करिवि से कार्यटी संपादन करिए।
धन्यवाद सर। अनुरोध करबा पई चाहिबी श्रीमती आरती राउत महोदया को मंच उपर को आसीबा पई, एवं आपण मानक अनुरोध करबा पई चाहिबी तांको पई मध्ये एक करताली सहित तांको मंच उपर आमे स्वागत जणैबा। This is time to felicitate with a cash reward and a memento to the topper of Political Science Honours, BJP Autonomous College, in the year 2022 and 23. Ms. Apurva Karo, and the esteemed guest on the stage, we are so privileged and honored that Professor Anand Kumar is here with us. So I would request, sir, to please felicitate Apurva Karo along with Srimati Arati Raut. And a huge round of applause for the topper of Political Science Honour, BJB College, Ms. Apurva Karo. I would request esteemed guests to please come forward for a picture with, yes, एक छोटा सा चित्र हम इस मोमेंट का हम लोग कैप्चर करना चाहेंगे। Thank you so much, and many congratulations, Ms. Karo. And with this, now it is once again time for Shri Abhiram Vishwal.
मु भी 3 वर्ष अपूर्वा कर को पढ़े मु अभिनंदन जनाऊँगी। बर्तमान मु अनुरोध करी आजिर सम्मानित अतिथि श्रीयुक्त विरूपाक्ष त्रिपाठी को सी तांकर वक्तव्य रखिए। श्रीयुक्त त्रिपाठी।
आजिर ए संध्यार जे प्राज्ञ पुरुष राजनीति विज्ञान जड़े उत्तुंग दिगदर्शक प्रोफेसर बीसी राउत को मोर श्रद्धांजलि। आपण मानकु समस्तଙ୍କୁ नमस्कार। जहाँ सभापतित्व उद्बोधन रे अभिराम सर कहते जे प्रोफेसर आनंद कुमार को शुणा पर एवं शुणा पूर्वर आउ जे कहले तार किछि रहिबो नाही। आमे ठीक से अनुभव करुछे। एठी आमे शुणिले प्रोफेसर आनंद कुमार जी को मु गत सप्ताह प्राय 2 सप्ताह तले जितेबाला राजस्थान जाइली उदयपुर रे गांधीवादी मानकर एक कर्मशाला थिला, एक सम्मेलन थिला। प्रोफेसर आनंद कुमार को भेटी से समय रे बहुत इच्छा थिला ओडिशार मध्य तांको सुनिबा पाई। जाऊ धन्यवाद देवी सत्यव्रत बाबू को, देवव्रत बाबू को एवं फैमिली को जे से सुजोग आम पाई सृष्टि करिसेंती। मोर 2टी सौभाग्य मु आज एठी छिड़ा होई पारिछि। मु जने राजनीति विज्ञान छात्र एवं से बीजेपी। द्वितीयतः हला प्रोफेसर बीसी राउत ससुर घर बहादुर नगर आम अंचलर मु से अंचल आसी जड़े विशिष्ट प्राणी चिकित्सक वृंदावन सामल परिवार। तेणु ये 2टी सौभाग्य। या छड़ा मुझे जितेबाला किसी गांधी कथा कहवाकू मत कही किंतु मु एठी बसिला परे मंच उपर एवं मंच तले जो विद्वान मानू देखुची सेठी मुझे गांधी विषय रे कहबी ताहा मोर धृष्टता एवं भावुछि। किंतु जो विषय वस्तु को नहीं केवल पदे 2 पद कहबी आपण मानक मध्य विलंब करी नहीं। सार कहते प्रोफेसर आनंद कुमार जी जे गांधी जी शिक्षा एवं धर्म उपरे जो फोकस करते जो गुरुत्व देते गांधीजी मार्गदर्शन एवं रास्ता जहाँ थिला ताहा आजिर भारत पाई आजिर देश गठन पाई केते प्रासंगिकता रही। मु तो कहबी आज को 115 वर्ष तले 1909 मसीह गांधीजी जितेबाला भारतर राजनैतिक बलय भीतर को आसी नथिले सेतबेले से भारतर भविष्यत कथा चिंता करथिले। सेतबेले से लिखिथिले हिंद स्वराज द इंडियन होम रूल जो बहीटी से विस्तृत भावे वर्णना करथिले भारतर चित्र चरित्र भारतर दृश्यपट कौन हेबाकू जाउछि। 1909 मसीह आपण माने भावंतु जेतेबेले जड़े लोक जड़े व्यक्ति भारतवर्षर राजनीति भितर को आसी नाहंती, भारतर आंदोलन भितर को आसी नाहंती, सेतेबेले से भारतर भविष्यतर दृश्यपट को आंकुछंती। जो शिक्षा कथा कहते गांधीजी से गोटे विषय रखिंट शिक्षा से कहते जे आमको आम मातृभाषा को गुरुत्व देवाक पड़िबो, आम मातृभाषा उपरे आमर शक्ति रखिबाकू पड़िबो। आउ एक कथा मध्य से रखिंट शिक्षा को नहीं धर्म सहित जोड़ी से कहते जड़े हिंदू भाव रे आमको संस्कृत भल भाव रे पढ़ाई पड़िबो, जड़े मुस्लिम भाव रे आमको आरबी पढ़ाक पड़िबो, जड़े पारसी भाव रे आमको पारसी पढ़ाक पड़िबो। किंतु यह बात प्रत्येक हिंदू आरबी शिखिबाकू हेबो, प्रत्येक मुसलमान मध्य संस्कृत शिखिबाकू पड़िबो। फल आम भितर सदाचार बढ़िबो, आम शिक्षा आगकू जीवो। ए होची गांधी दर्शन 1909 मसीहार कथा। आपण माने गांधीजींकर धार्मिक भावना एवं धर्म प्रति कौन रही व्यक्ति मतवाद आभिमुख्य ताकू नहीं आज द्वंद्व थे। मु मध्य अच्छी आमे जो माने गांधी की पढ़ा चेष्टा करुछु, जानिबा चेष्टा करुछु, आमे सांप्रतिक स्थिति रे एक द्वंद्व भितर रहूछु। गांधी केते हिंदू थिले, केते मुस्लिम थिले, गांधींकर रास्ता कौन थिला। किंतु सेतबेले से हिंद स्वराज रे लिखिथिले जे ଧର୍ମ ତାଙ୍କର ମାନବବାଦ ସର୍ବଧର୍ମ ପଥରେ ସେ ଦେଶକୁ ନେବାକୁ ଚାହୁଁଥିଲେ, ଯେଉଁ ରାସ୍ତାରୁ ଆମେ ବିଚ୍ୟୁତ ହେଲେ ବୋଲି ଆଜି ଆମକୁ ଏହି ସ୍ଥିତିରେ ପହଞ୍ଚିବାକୁ ପଡ଼ିଛି। ମୁଁ କହିବି, ଆମେ ସମସ୍ତେ ଅନେକ ରୂପରେ ଦେଖୁଛନ୍ତି, ଆମ ଆଖି ଆଗରେ ଆମ ସାମ୍ନାରେ ଗାନ୍ଧୀଙ୍କର ବିଭିନ୍ନ ରୂପ, ବିଭିନ୍ନ କଥା, ବିଭିନ୍ନ ବିଷୟ ସାମ୍ନାକୁ ଆସୁଛି। ଏବେ ଏବେ ଏହା ବଢ଼ୁଛି। କିନ୍ତୁ ଆପଣମାନଙ୍କୁ ଅନୁରୋଧ କରିବି, ଗୋଟିଏ ବହି ଅଛି ଗାନ୍ଧୀଙ୍କର, ସେ ବହିର ନାଁ ହେଉଛି ବହୁରୂପୀ ଗାନ୍ଧୀ। ଅନୁ ବନ୍ଦୋପାଧ୍ୟାୟ ତାକୁ ଲେଖିଛନ୍ତି। ଯଦି କେତେବେଳେ ତାକୁ ପଢ଼ିବେ, बहुत लोग पढ़ी अभिराम सर, आनंद कुमार जी बहुरूपी गांधी के बारे में वो तो पढ़ी जानी किंतु आपण माने राजनैतिक नेतृत्व जे सार्वजनीन व्यक्तित्व नथिले गांधी अनेक रूप से उद्भासित होते तांकर प्रत्येकटी से रूप से मार्ग ही जहाँ को आम एबे भी देश गठन में नियोजित करिपारिबा। से लिखिछंती ये धर्म कथा को नहीं से बहुरूपी गांधी रे जे गांधी अनेक मंदिर प्रतिष्ठा करथिले। गांधी हिंदू विरोधी थिले कि मुस्लिम रो तुष्टिकरण करुथिले से प्रश्न को मु जाउनी, किंतु गांधीजी जेतेबेले नुआखाली रे अनशन थिले, भारत स्वाधीनतार उत्सव पालन करुथिला, सेतेबेले दंगारे ध्वंस पाइथिबा एक मंदिरर पुनः प्रतिष्ठा मध्य करथिले। गांधीजी नुआ दिल्ली रे लक्ष्मी नारायण मंदिर हेउ, काशी रे भारत माता मंदिर हेउ, तार प्रतिष्ठा करथिले। गांधीजी महाराष्ट्र रत्नगिरी रे एक हनुमान मंदिर मध्य प्रतिष्ठा करथिले, जाकू मारुति मंदिर बोली कहा जाउछि। से मारुति मंदिर प्रतिष्ठा कला बेले गांधीजी कहिथिले कहते मुझे जो हनुमान बा मारुति मंदिर प्रतिष्ठा करुछि ताहा तांकर अलौकिक बल पाई नुहे, अलौकिक बल मध्य रावणर थिला। तेणु हनुमान को सेथिपाई मु प्रतिष्ठा करूनी, मु प्रतिष्ठा करुछि एथिपाई हनुमान को मध्यरे आत्मबल थिला, आध्यात्मिक बल थिला, जहाँ से तांको ब्रह्मचर्य और राम भक्ति रूपाई थिले। तेणु आमे जेतेबेले गांधीजी के आज कौनसी सामना छिड़ा कराई, कौन सी जगार काठगड़ार छिड़ा कराई गांधीजी को प्रश्न करुछे, गांधीजी को दायी करुछे, सेतबेले आमको गांधी को पढ़ा हेब, बुझा हेब, जो विषय भितर मूल्यांकन करवा, तेबे यह धृष्टता ठारू बड़ किछि हेब नाही। मो अधिक समय नेउनी, सही महात्मा को जानिबा पाई, पढ़िबा पाई समस्त को अनुरोध करी। आमे प्रोफेसर आनंद कुमार जी हुंतु, अभिराम सार हुंतु, तले बसचंती जस्टिस मनोरंजन महांती, डाक्टर विश्वजीत, एमान मध्य अनेक कार्यक्रम करुछन्ते एक मिशन भाव में लेकिन आम जदि गांधीजी को प्रकृत में जानीपरिबा ताही तांको प्रति श्रेष्ठ श्रद्धांजलि हेब। एवं प्रोफेसर विष्णु चरण राउत सार जो शिक्षार मार्ग देखाइथिले, राजनीतिर विज्ञान ने जो शिक्षार पथ प्रदर्शन करथिले, सेही मार्ग रे ही आगु को बढ़िले देश गढ़िबारे या सहायक हेब। धन्यवाद।
अति संक्षिप्त एवं उपादेय वक्तव्य पाई श्रीयुक्त विरूपाक्ष त्रिपाठी को मु धन्यवाद जनाऊँगी। इंग्राजी में कहा जाए वन नेशनल महात्मा क्रिएटेड मेनी लोकल गांधीज, जड़े जातीय महात्मा अनेक स्थानीय गांधी तैयारी करथिले। सेमती एक गांधी परिवार विरूपाक्ष त्रिपाठी आसचंती। सी बहुरूपी गांधी बही कथा उल्लेख कले। मु भावुची एबे एनसीईआरटी कौन बही बाहर करुच्ची मु कहि परिबेनी, किंतु ये बहीटी एनसीईआरटी बाहर करथिला एवं नेहरू सेथिरे मध्य निजर मंतव्य प्रकाश करथिले। से एक अति प्रभावशाली चटी बही कथा कहिले हिंसराज, जहाँ गांधी लिखिथिले एवं पृथ्वीर तीनोटी अति चटी बही भितर ताहा एक बही अति चटी बही जहाँ गुरुत्वपूर्ण एवं प्रभावशाली। गोटे है गांधी हिंद स्वराज, अन्यटी है आंबेडकर अनाहिलेशन ऑफ कास्ट एवं आउ गोटे है मार्क्स और एंगेल्स को कम्युनिस्ट मैनिफेस्टो। सभार कार्यसूची मुताबक आउ दुईटी जिनस बाकी रहिला। शेष को धन्यवाद देवे श्रीयुक्त देवव्रत राउत। ता पूर्वर प्रोफेसर विष्णुचरण राउत को केतेजण निजर श्रद्धा सम्मान जनइबे, जीए तांको अति भल भावे जानी थिले, तांकर सहकर्मी थिले, शुभेच्छु थिले। सेमानक भितरु केतेजण एठी उपस्थित अछंती एवं सभार सेई दुईटी कार्यक्रम र संचालना करिवा पाई मु श्रीमती सोमा महापात्र को अनुरोध करुछि।
धन्यवाद सर। जेपरिक सर कहले तांकर किछि बंधु आम गहन रे आज उपस्थित अछंती। सर, वी हैव द privilege of having some intimate friends of Professor B.C. Raut here. So now I would request Professor Surya Mishra ji तांको पाखकु जदि माइक टी पहुँची पारिबो। सर, आपंकोठु जानिबाकु चाहेबु जे आपणकर अनुभूति आपणको बंधु सहित केमिति एवं तांकर आज द्वितीय स्मारकी वक्तृतारे तांको पई दुई पद निश्चित हबरे। ऑन कर दियो। महोदय, आपण जदि चाहिए मंच उपर को मध्य आसी परिबे।
नहीं मो आरंभ करदेली जेहेतु ये कहवाटा सुविधा हम आपण मान पछक ठिया हबार धृष्टता मोर नहीं। मोर बंधु आनंद कुमार को मध्य न चाहिए कहबार से अभ्यास मोर भी नहीं। तेणु मुझे एपरी एक मार्ग नौ जहाँ मत भावुँ निरपेक्ष रखा को उद्यम कर। व्हाट आई लर्न फ्रॉम माय फ्रेंड प्रोफेसर आनंद कुमार, I was just thinking that one has to read again and again Gandhi to read between the lines. जेमतिका राजनीति विज्ञान अध्ययन करने प्रोफेसर विष्णुचरण राउत उद्यम करुले। जो कथा ये कहगला जितेबाला राजनीति विज्ञान ओडियार बही नथिला बा जो अंचलर भाषा उन्नत नुहे से अंचलटी उन्नत नुहे बोली जोटा को गांधी प्रकारांतर कहते प्रत्यक्ष कहते जोटा को आनंद कुमार ये उत्थापन कले। से राजनीति विज्ञान को सरल सावलील ढंग से घरे घरे पहुँचापी और जनादृत करने जो उद्यम आरंभ करते श्रीरामचंद्र दास से थियोरी रे थिले एवं प्रैक्टिकल पार्टा को विष्णुचरण राउत ग्रहण करते। तेणु ये मुझे जे जमतिका सुमाकर बही लिखिंट गांधी विषय रे गांधी कहते एन आउंस ऑफ प्रैक्टिस इज बेटर देन टन्स ऑफ थियोरी। तेणु टन्स ऑफ थियोरी वर प्रोवाइडेड बाय प्रोफेसर श्रीरामचंद्र दास। Maybe in the absence of an ounce of practice, the ounce of practice was provided by Professor B.C. Raut. So you can now compare that two generations of political scientists, one group led by Professor Sriramchandra Das and his contemporaries and followers, including Professor S.N. Rath, etc. But the other generation was close to Professor B.C. Raut. Why? Because of his simplicity, erudition, and contribution to the subject. And he was the first batch of political science being created in the year 1958 in the state. And in 1960, I think Dr. Radhakanta Nayak, Khirod Prasad Mohanty sir, and Vishnuchandra Rao, they were classmates. Professor Sriramchandra Das came from economics, Professor K.B. Rao was there, a leader of political science, and then the generation and of Professor Sriram Chandra Das started from 1963. But Professor B.C. Raut was a close accomplice of both Professor K.B. Rao and Professor Sriram Chandra Das. ये जो समन्वयटा से रखिथिले जहाँ फଳରେ ମୁଁ ତାଙ୍କଠାରୁ ଶିଖିଛି ଯେ ଜଣଙ୍କୁ ବିଷୟ ଜଣଙ୍କୁ କହିବାକୁ ସୁଯୋଗ ଦେବା ପୂର୍ବରୁ ତାକୁ ଶୁଣିବା ଦରକାର। ସେ ଯେଉଁ ମିଷ୍ଟଭାଷୀ ଏବଂ ଶୁଣିବାର ଯେଉଁ ଧୈର୍ଯ୍ୟ ଏ ଧୈର୍ଯ୍ୟଟା କିଛି ମାତ୍ରାରେ ଆମେ ତାଙ୍କଠାରୁ ଶିଖିଛୁ। ତେଣୁ ପ୍ରଫେସର ରାଉତ ଆଜ୍ ଏ ଟିଚର ଅଫ୍ ଟିଚର୍ସ ଆଇ ହାଭ୍ ନେଭର ବିନ୍ ଟଟ୍ ବାଇ ହିମ୍। କାରଣ ମୁଁ ଯେତେବେଳେ ପୁରୀ କଲେଜରେ ପଢ଼ୁଥିଲି ସେତେବେଳେ ସେ ବୋଧହୁଏ ପାଟନା କଲେଜରେ ଥିଲେ, ବଲାଙ୍ଗୀରରେ ଥିଲେ। କିନ୍ତୁ ତାଙ୍କର ବହି ମୋତେ ଗୋପାଳ ଚନ୍ଦ୍ର ନନ୍ଦ କହିଥିଲେ ସେ ବହିଟି ପଢ଼। ସେ ବହିଟିରେ ମୁଁ ପ୍ରକୃତରେ 5 ଟଙ୍କା ଦେଇ ସେ ବହିଟି ବିଦ୍ୟାଭବନରୁ କିଣିକରି ଆଣିଥିଲି। 5 ଟଙ୍କା ସେ ବହିର ଦାମ ଥିଲା। ବୋଧେ ଏସ୍ ଚାନ୍ଦ ତାକୁ ଛପେଇଥିଲା ନା କିଏ ଛପେଇଥିଲା ମୋର ମନେ ପଡ଼ୁନି। ସେ ବହିଟି ମୁଁ କିଣିକରି ଆଣିଥିଲି। ସେ ବହିଟି ମୋର କହିବାକୁ ଗଲେ ପ୍ରଫେସର କେବି ରାଓଙ୍କ ବହି ମୋତେ ଦେଇଥିଲେ ମୃତ୍ୟୁଞ୍ଜୟ ପଣ୍ଡା ପଢ଼ିବା ପାଇଁ, ପ୍ରଫେସର ମୃତ୍ୟୁଞ୍ଜୟ ପଣ୍ଡା ମାଇ ଟିଚର। କିନ୍ତୁ ମୁଁ ସେ ବହିଟି ଅପେକ୍ଷା ଏ ବହିଟିରୁ ବହୁତ ବୁଝିବା ପାଇଁ, କାରଣ ମୁଁ ସାଇନ୍ସରୁ ଆସିଥାଏ, ବହୁତ ମୋତେ ସାହାଯ୍ୟ ମିଳିଥିଲା। ତେଣୁ ଯେଉଁ ଜେନେରେସନକୁ ପ୍ରଫେସର ଶ୍ରୀରାମଚନ୍ଦ୍ର ଦାସ ଗଢ଼ିବାକୁ ଚେଷ୍ଟା କରିଥିଲେ ତାଙ୍କର ଗୋଟେ ଏମିତି ବରଗଛା ଥିଲା ସ୍ୱାତନ୍ତ୍ର୍ୟ ଏବଂ ଚରିତ୍ର, ସେ ନିକଟକୁ ପଶିବା ପାଇଁ କିଛି ଲୋକ ଉଦ୍ୟମ କରୁଥିଲେ ମଧ୍ୟ ମୁଁ ନିକଟରୁ ଛାତ୍ର ହିସାବରେ ଏବଂ ତାଙ୍କର ଅଣ୍ଡରରେ ତତ୍ତ୍ୱାବଧାନରେ ଗବେଷଣା କରୁଥିବା ଅବସ୍ଥାରେ ମୁଁ ଦେଖିଛି ଯେ ଯଦି କାହାର ବ୍ୟକ୍ତିଗତ ସମ୍ପର୍କ ତାଙ୍କ ସାଙ୍ଗରେ ଥିଲା ଶ୍ରୀଯୁକ୍ତ ବିଷ୍ଣୁଚରଣ ରାଉତଙ୍କର ବୋଧହୁଏ ବହୁତ ଭଲ ଧରଣର ଥିଲା। କାରଣ ଥରେ ଡକ୍ଟର ବିବି ଜେନାଙ୍କ ସହିତ ମୁଁ ମଡରେସନରେ ତାଙ୍କ ସାର୍ଙ୍କ ଘରେ କାମ କରିଛି ଏବଂ ପ୍ରଫେସର ବିସି ରାଉତଙ୍କ ସହିତ ମଧ୍ୟ ସାର୍ଙ୍କ ଘରେ କାମ କରିଛି। ଏବଂ ପ୍ରଫେସର ବିବି ଜେନା ଆଉ ପ୍ରଫେସର ଶ୍ରୀରାମଚନ୍ଦ୍ର ଦାସଙ୍କ ଭିତରେ ପଡ଼େନି ବୋଲି ଲୋକ ବାହାରେ ଚର୍ଚ୍ଚା କରନ୍ତି। କିନ୍ତୁ ସାର୍ କହିଲେ ଭ୍ରମର ତୁ ଖାଇକିରି ଯିବୁ, ତୋ ଶ୍ୱଶୁର ଘରରେ ଖାଇବା ମୋତେ ଦରକାର ନାହିଁ, ମୋ ଘରେ ଖାଇକିରି ଯିବୁ। ନା ହଁ ସାର୍ ଆପଣ ମୁଁ ତ ମାଗିଥାନ୍ତି, ଆପଣ କହୁଛନ୍ତି କ'ଣ ମୋତେ? ପ୍ରଫେସର ରାଉତ କହିଲେ ମୁଁ ଘରେ ମନା କରିଦେଇ ଆସିଛି ଖାଇବା ପାଇଁ, ଏଇଠି ଖାଇକିରି ଯିବି, ମ୍ୟାଡ଼ାମ୍ ଖାଇବାକୁ ଦେବେ। ତେଣୁ ମୁଁ ତାଙ୍କଠୁ ଟିକେ ସିଏ 60 ମସିହାର MA, ମୁଁ 72 ମସିହାର MA। ତେଣୁ ଏଇ ଯେଉଁ ଗ୍ୟାପ୍ଟା ରହିଛି ସେଇ ଗ୍ୟାପ୍ରେ ମୁଁ ଅନୁଭବ କରିଛି ଯେ ତାଙ୍କ ଭିତରେ ଆତ୍ମୀୟତା ବହୁତ ଉଚ୍ଚ କୋଟିର ଥିଲା। ଏବଂ ଯେଉଁମାନେ ଆମ ଗହଣରେ ଆଜିକାଲି ଆମେ ନାହାନ୍ତି, ସିଏ ପ୍ରଫେସର ବିଶ୍ୱମୋହନ ମିଶ୍ର ବଞ୍ଚିଛନ୍ତି, ପ୍ରଫୁଲ୍ଲ କୁମାର ରଥ ନାହାନ୍ତି, ପ୍ରଫେସର ବିବି ଜେନା ନାହାନ୍ତି, ପ୍ରଫେସର ବିସି ରାଉତ ନାହାନ୍ତି, ଭାସ୍କର ଚନ୍ଦ୍ର ଦାସ ନାହାନ୍ତି, ସେଇଭଳିଆ ସୁଭାଷ ହଜାରୀଙ୍କ ଭଳିଆ କୃତିବିଦ୍ୟା ଛାତ୍ର ଏମାନେ ସବୁ ନାହାନ୍ତି। ତେଣୁ ଏଇ ଯେଉଁ ସବଜେକ୍ଟକୁ ରୁଦ୍ଧିମନ୍ତ କରିବାରେ, ଥିଓରି ହିସାବରେ ପଢ଼େଇବାରେ ଏବଂ ପାଠ୍ୟକ୍ରମ ଖସଡ଼ା ତିଆରି କରିବାରେ ପ୍ରଫେସର ରାଉତଙ୍କର 3ଟା ଦିଗରେ ପାରଦର୍ଶିତା ଥିଲା। ତେଣୁ ପ୍ରଫେସର ରାଉତଙ୍କୁ ସବୁଦିନ ପାଇଁ ସମସ୍ତେ ମନେ ରଖିବେ। ଆଉ ଯେଉଁ ଉଦ୍ୟମଟି ସତ୍ୟବ୍ରତ, ଦେବବ୍ରତ ଆଉ ସ୍ମିତା କରୁଛନ୍ତି ଏମିତିକା ଏକ ଉତ୍ସବ ହଉ। କାରଣ ମୁଁ ତ ଆପଣମାନଙ୍କୁ ଜାଣିଥିବେ ପ୍ରଫେସର ଦାସଙ୍କର ଆଜି ହେଉଛି ଜନ୍ମଦିନ, ପ୍ରଫେସର ରାଉତଙ୍କର ଆଜି ହେଉଛି ଏ ଇହଧାମ ପରିତ୍ୟାଗ ଦିନ। ତେଣୁ 17 ନଭେମ୍ବରକୁ ଆମେ ଗୋଟେ ଭିନ୍ନ ସ୍ୱାଦରେ ପାଳନ କରୁଥିଲୁ, ୟାକୁ ମଧ୍ୟ ସେଇ ସ୍ୱାଦରେ ଆମେ ପାଳନ କରିବୁ। ଆମେ କାହାର ଆସିବା କାହାର ଯିବା ଉପରେ ଯେତେଟା ଗୁରୁତ୍ୱ ନ ଦେବା, 17 ନଭେମ୍ବର ଉପରେ ବୋଧହୁଏ ଗୁରୁତ୍ୱ ଦେବା ପ୍ରତିବର୍ଷ ଭଲ ହେବ। କାରଣ ଗତ ବର୍ଷ ମୁଁ ଏଇଭଳି ଏକ ମନୋଜ୍ଞ ପରିବେଶରେ ପ୍ରଥମ ଥର ଯେଉଁଟା ଲେକ୍ଚର ଦିଆହେଇଥିଲା ସେଥିରେ ଅଧ୍ୟକ୍ଷତା କରିବାର ସୁଯୋଗ ମୋତେ ଦେଇଥିଲେ ପରିବାର। ଆଜି ଆପଣମାନଙ୍କ ଗହଣରେ ମୋତେ ପୁନର୍ବାର ସେ ସୁଯୋଗ ମିଳିଥିବାରୁ ମୁଁ ନିଜକୁ ଧନ୍ୟ ମନେ କରୁଛି। ଧନ୍ୟବାଦ।
ବହୁତ ବହୁତ ଧନ୍ୟବାଦ ସାର୍। ଏହାପରେ ଅନୁରୋଧ କରିବାକୁ ଚାହିଁବି ଶ୍ରୀ SC ମନ୍ତ୍ରୀ ମହୋଦୟଙ୍କୁ ତାଙ୍କର ଶ୍ରଦ୍ଧାଞ୍ଜଳି ସଂକ୍ଷିପ୍ତରେ ଆମ ସାମ୍ନାରେ ରଖିବେ। ମୁଁ ଅନୁରୋଧ କରିବାକୁ ଚାହିଁବି ମଞ୍ଚ ଉପରକୁ ତାଙ୍କୁ ଆମନ୍ତ୍ରଣ କରିବାକୁ ଚାହିଁବି ଶ୍ରୀଯୁକ୍ତ SC ମନ୍ତ୍ରୀ ମହୋଦୟ।
It is already late. विष्णुवर्धन हूँ समुदी आज जो सेकेंड बीसी राउत मेमोरियल लेक्चर चैलेंजेस फॉर नेशनल बिल्डिंग विषय जो रखिले मिस्टर आनंद कुमार. It was a mind-boggling lecture, and it has shed light on different aspects of Gandhian way of national building. साथ गोटे कथा कहले मझे मॉडर्न स्टेट. Modern state has 4 characteristics mainly, and that is again reflected in Gandhian way of thinking. One is equal status of status and equal status and opportunity in society. Second is secularism. Gandhi also believed in secularism. Third is gender equality, on which a lot of light has been thrown on gender equality. How we profess gender equality, but we, as men, we undermine their genius. And the fourth is equity, equity thing. Equity of opportunity, the equal opportunities. ये 4-5 जिन मॉडर्न स्टेट हूँ कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स. मुझे खाली विष्णु विषय गोटे कथा कहि व्हेन आई एंटर हिज रूम आई ओनली सी द ह्यूज number of books and notes etc. full in 2 rooms. He had a small room, also market building, where he used to sell his books. It's not a small thing to write 50 books in a span of so many years. But as it said, a teacher shows the way and a student goes the way. So say विष्णु बही जो मैंने पढ़ी जोटा कहले प्रोफेसर मिश्र it was a simple thing. We refer to Bertrand Russell, refer to Gardner, refer to Weber. So many books we have read in political science. But his book is so simple that you can immediately get the rudiments of political science. So that is first important. Birbhava बहुत कथा कहले नंद शुक्ल सर अच्छा आम प्रोफेसर आज बेसी न कही मु आनंद कुमार को धन्यवाद दूची. He has come from a lot of distance and he has to go back also. We are hungry man knows no law. So I think let's conclude and go for dinner. Thank you.
Thank you so very much, sir. And now I would request Professor J.K. Baralji for his insightful words as a tribute. Sir, ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ ଅନୁରୋଧ କରିବାକୁ ଚାହିଁ ମଞ୍ଚ ଉପରକୁ ଆସିବା ପାଇଁ ଏବଂ ଆପଣମାନଙ୍କୁ ଅନୁରୋଧ କରିବା ପାଇଁ ଚାହିଁବି ଏକ କରତାଳି ସହିତ ତାଙ୍କୁ ମଞ୍ଚ ଉପରକୁ ସ୍ୱାଗତ ଜଣାଇବା ପାଇଁ ପ୍ରୋଫେସର J.K. ବରାଳ ମହୋଦୟ.
I will be brief. Respected President of the meeting, Professor Abhiram Biswal, Chief Guest, my esteemed friend, Professor Sukadevananda, respected Chief Speaker, Professor Anand Kumar of JNU, esteemed Mr. Tripathi, friends, invitees, and esteemed members of the family of Professor B.C. Raut. I will make 3 points. First, I pay my tribute to Professor B.C. Raut. Great memory about his academic achievements, his research scholarship. Professor Raut is a man. I met Professor Raut for the first time at an All India Political Science Conference. He was accompanied by Mrs. Raut, who is present here. I was not a student. He was senior to me by 6 years. I have heard a lot about him as a teacher. I have gone through his books. As has been rightly emphasized, perhaps you are the best textbook writer in political science in Odisha for many years. I met him several times after that. When he was principal Fulbani College, he came to Berhampur University several times on a university assignment. In fact, I succeeded Professor Raut as the president of All Odisha Political Science Conference at Revensa College. Secondly, I pay my respect to Professor Anand Kumar for a special reason. He is a professor, he was a professor of JNU. I was a student there. But I am slightly older than him. As a PhD student, he was doing MA, but he was my president. He was the president of the Students' Union of JNU. Unless you have studied at JNU, you can't really feel what JNU politics means, what election means at JNU. Prakash Karat, the very famous or very well-known leader of CPIM, was elected as the president in the first year, when I think he was the first president of JNU. He defeated Bhagirath Rath of my batch. Prakash was 1 year senior to me. Second batch, Prakash Karat had the misfortune of contesting against Mr. Anand Kumar. JNU election is a special occasion. It is attended by the Vice Chancellor. I don't know the present practice. During those days, all professors, the Vice Chancellor, all the students attend the meeting. Other candidates are not invited. Only 2 presidential candidates. Prakash Karat spoke in English. Mr. Anand Kumar spoke in Hindi. You cannot believe how impressive Anand Kumar was on that particular day. Prakash is a very brilliant speaker in English. He was educated abroad, very fluent English, very convincing, but still he was outdone by Mr. Anand Kumar, who spoke in Hindi. So that is Mr. Anand Kumar, now Professor Anand Kumar. I was a student there. I did my PhD in American Studies. He was a professor of sociology. I think he had done his PhD in the University of Illinois. I was a student of Columbia School of International Affairs. Last time I met Mr. Anand Kumar was at Berhampur University. He came with Mr. Ravi Rai. Mr. Ravi Rai, he is an Honorable Speaker of Lok Sabha. Mr. Shukla, who is a former secretary at the center. Young professor, our young teacher at that time, Mr. Anand Kumar. They were the main speakers. They spoke against globalization. The big seminar organized by Praful Babu, who was present here. He was our student, well-known environmentalist. So this is my association with Mr. Anand Kumar. Thirdly, a few words about Gandhiji, the topic of today. I am a student of international politics, so I would like to speak a few words about Gandhi, world, new international order, his view. All of us are aware of his insistence, his emphasis on non-violence, truth, peace, love, cooperation. He applied the same model to international politics. Gandhiji has not written much on international relations, but he has spoken of world commonwealth. He urged that all international conflicts are to be settled peacefully through arbitration, perhaps he meant negotiation, mediation, through peaceful means. But Gandhi spoke something which is very current today, topical today, his view on Israel and Palestine. He had all sympathy for Jews who were persecuted by Hitler, by Nazis. One of his best friends in South Africa was a Jew. He had frequent interactions with him. He expressed his empathy for Jews. But somehow he was not convinced that Jews would have a homeland on the land of Palestinians. He said, just like the French have France, or the British people or English people have England, so Palestinians have Palestine. How can Jews be there? Jews should try to find out their solution in the place where they are. They should not be forcibly imposed on the land of Palestinians. And he had to pay a price, and as you know, he was denied Nobel Prize because of opposition of Jews. A brief small anecdote. As a senior Fulbright Fellow at the School of Advanced Indian Studies, Johns Hopkins University in 83-84, Professor Thornton was a great specialist on South Asia and who belonged to American Foreign Service. He was the class teacher. One of his students was Captain Bukhari from Pakistan. And he invited me, Baral, you are also welcome in my class because you are from India, so you can participate in the discussion. One day I found some 2 to 3 American girls were secretly handing over something to Mr. Bukhari, the Pakistani student. He was a captain. On a Ford fellowship, he had come to do PhD under Professor Thornton. So I was very curious. So what is that which the girls are hiding from me? And they're passing that secretly to Bukhari. So I just asked them, what is that? They felt very awkward, very embarrassed, very diffident. They were trying to hide that from me. Then with much diffidence, with much reluctance, Bukhari, who was then a friend of mine, admitted that that is a copy of the journal Commentary. Commentary is a Jewish publication from America, and that particular issue carried an article on Gandhi, and that was character assassination of Gandhi. Commentary, which is a Jewish publication, was carrying an article on Gandhiji, and that was character assassination of Gandhiji. And Pakistani scholar Bukhari, he had passed on that copy to the American girls to go through. This is Gandhi. So this shows how much Jews were hostile to Gandhiji. So why Gandhi was opposed to the establishment of Israel on the homeland of Palestine, and how it affected his image in the Jewish community. This incident makes that very clear. Thank you very much.
Thank you so very much, sir, for your insightful words and relatable words. Thank you so very much. And now we are at the end of this memorial, our Smaraki Bhaktruta memorial lecture conclude କରିବା ପାଇଁ ଚାହୁଁଛୁ ଏବଂ ଅନୁରୋଧ କରିବା ପାଇଁ ଚାହିଁବି ଧନ୍ୟବାଦ ଅର୍ପଣ କରିବା ପାଇଁ ଅନୁରୋଧ କରିବା ପାଇଁ ଚାହିଁବି ଶ୍ରୀଯୁକ୍ତ ଦେବବ୍ରତ ରାଉତ ମହୋଦୟଙ୍କୁ to propose the vote of thanks. Mr. Debabrata Raut.
A very good evening to the distinguished guests and all those who have gathered here today for the meeting. I would like to take this opportunity to thank Professor Dr. Anand Kumar, who has obliged us by delivering the second memorial lecture today. Despite busy schedule, he has come all the way from Delhi for this occasion. We found his lecture very engaging, interesting, and thought-provoking, and it will really give a lot of insights to those who are present here. Thanks a lot, sir, for taking all these. I would like to thank Professor Sukadevananda, sir, chief guest, to have made his presence for this meeting, to share his memories of his long friend, Associate Professor B.C. Raut, on this occasion. Thanks a lot, sir. I thank Sri Birupakhya Tripathi, guest of honor, for his kind lecture. I thank Aviram Biswal, sir, for having presided over today's meeting. I also thank Apurva Kar, the +3 Science Honours topper of BJP Autonomous College for the year 2022-23, for having won the second Professor B.C. Raut Memorial Award and making her presence today to receive the award. We are really privileged that she is here, because last time a lot of people went for higher studies outside Bhubaneswar on the same date. My sincere thanks to Principal BJP Autonomous College, HOD and faculties of Political Science Department of BJP Autonomous College, Professor Sujya Mishra sir, Professor Gyanaranjan Mahathi sir, Dr. Niranjan Barik sir, Professor Vijay Baidar sir, for their help and guidance as usual. I would like to thank Professor J.K. Baral, Mr. A.C. Mantri and Sujya Mishra sir for sharing few words about Professor B.C. Raut as well as Gandhiji. I also want to thank Mr. Manas Nanda sir for helping us arranging the JNU cult through his contacts. I thank all the members of audience, including the eminent academicians, ex-colleague of Professor B.C. Raut, as well as some senior officers of State Government of Odisha, for giving their presence, and without their presence, this should not have been possible. I thank media person who are covering this event, and also thank the personnel of Bhanjakala Mandap for their support. I would like to mention here that this evening would not have been successful without the effort of my family members, particularly my niece Abhipsa, for her short and lucid introduction, and my bhaujo, Mrs. Suchishmita, for her welcome introduction of the guest. Last but not the least, I am grateful to my beloved mother, Srimati Arati Raut, who has been a guiding light for all of us. Without her blessings and advice, the function could not have been possible. The president of this evening meeting shall announce the formal closure of the meeting. Before I sign off, I would most cordially invite one and all for the dinner. Thank you all.
ଆମ ସମସ୍ତଙ୍କୁ ଧନ୍ୟବାଦ ଦେଇଥିବା ଦେବବ୍ରତ ବାବୁଙ୍କୁ ମଧ୍ୟ ମୁଁ ଧନ୍ୟବାଦ ଜଣାଉଛି। ଏଇଠି ସଭା ସରିଲା। ଦେବବ୍ରତ ବାବୁ ଆମକୁ ରାତ୍ରି ଭୋଜନ ପାଇଁ ଆମନ୍ତ୍ରଣ ଜଣାଇଛନ୍ତି, ସେଥିପାଇଁ ମଧ୍ୟ ଆପଣ ସମସ୍ତଙ୍କୁ ମୁଁ ପୁଣି ଥରେ ଆମନ୍ତ୍ରଣ ଜଣାଉଛି। ଧନ୍ୟବାଦ।
Thank you so very much, ladies and gentlemen. Now we conclude the meeting here. And as all the chairpersons on the stage said, let's please work towards Swaraj and let's have a Gandhian way of life. Thank you very, very much and have a delicious dinner. And do take very good care of yourselves. And thank you so much, our esteemed guest on the stage, for being here this evening and enlightening us. I am Soma Mahapatra signing off. Thank you very, very much for being such a remarkable audience to me. Thank you so much.